Hello and welcome everybody. I am your humble host, Gavin the Kitty, and today I am running late. I'm doing the latest of lates. You know, like a late person would be. We're playing Mega Man 5 today. I'm gonna try my very, very best to keep you guys entertained. I am sorry about running so late. But, yeah. Let me see here. Need one. Who else needs one? I don't know who else needs one. I don't know who's available to watch and who's not, so I'm just gonna send links wildly until somebody watches. So... Scream. Scream, scream. Scram. Alright. How's everybody doing today, though? Good, I hope. It's gonna hopefully be a good day to play Mega Man 5. Also, it should be a good day for me to mute my phone. Our first ad is coming up. I'm sorry for those just joining us if you do pop in and there's an ad, but it do be like that some days. Sometimes you just need an advertisement. Alright. So we got original mode, Navi mode. I've managed to sit here and make sure absolutely everything is unlocked this time. Unlike our run for Mega Man 4. So, since that's the case, we can just kind of get on through here. El Ray says, they just got Taco Bell ad. Congrats on getting affiliate. Thank you so much, El Ray. Yes. So, I also got the numbers. Hello, Saucemog. Welcome. I'm sorry about that. But, hey, I'm glad you guys are here. I hope today is going a little bit better than it was yesterday for some of you guys. We're going to start with original mode, and then we're going to do Navi mode, and then we're going to do mission mode, because Mega Man 5 doesn't have a third version, so we're just going to go for it. We're going to go for it, man! But yeah, no, El Ray, we got affiliate, and I finally have the numbers. So in one stream, I make 38 cents on ads. On average. On average, it's somewhere around 30 to 28, and it's only if we have 4 viewers on average. So anything less than that, I make less. Anything more than that, I make a little bit more. But it's literally like pennies per ad, and that's for a 4-hour stream. So I just wanted you guys to know that. You got 4 ads? I'm sorry. So then you guys probably didn't hear what I said. I said I finally got my numbers. It's like roughly like 30 cents an ad. Or 30 cents a stream when I run ads. Okay, this tells me that I started an ad, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Sorry, folks. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know, guys. Also, chat. We now have an emote. An emote. For those who follow, and, for those who subscribe and stuff, those who subscribe also don't get ads, by the way. Those who subscribe don't get ads, and I get more of the money from the subscription. So, and if you have Amazon Prime, you can also subscribe through that, which is really cool. Sorry about that. But we're just going to get right on started. But we have an emote. We have an emote. I make 30 cents per video. As long as it's 4 hours, we get an average of 6 people watching. Why is Twitch such an hater? I don't know, but we have an eggy emote you guys can use if you, like, subscribe or follow. It's one of the two. I don't remember exactly. I'm gonna have more emotes in the future, and even, I'm working on a notification icon for when you guys subscribe. Oh, man. We're just gonna jump into Mega Man 5, though. It should be a fun time today. Tomorrow is Sonic 1. Tomorrow's Sonic 1. Tomorrow's the big day. I know my name on Telegram, our name on Telegram says Press to the Birthday Bunny, but I promise you, it's actually, the 28th when the birthday is, not actually, the day before. Also, happy Pokemon Day to those who celebrate that. I watched the Pokemon, Direct, and I was... Honestly, I don't think I was expecting that much. I just really wanted a re-release of any of the older Pokemon games on Switch, whether it be like through their own individual collection or on NSO, and we didn't get either of those, which is kind of upsetting. Legends.exe does look fantastic though, and if you guys want me to run the Legends games on for like Pokemon and stuff, follow me. Follow and like and do all that, follow and subscribe and do all that stuff, and I'll do it. If we can get some bits in, that'd be cool too. I'm literally just going for it. All of your donations go to help pay off my husband's debts that he's accumulated over the past couple years, in order to build credit, so I can buy a house. So that way, then I can do this even more. And yeah, no, right now we're doing good. The suit stuff is taking off pretty well. Shoutouts to Belrog for doing that. We've got for buying a suit for me recently. Shoutouts to Waspez yesterday for also commissioning me last night. So I'm quite tired. If you guys are at all curious on what I've been up to, I've got like thumbnails started and stuff. I've got like a bunch of things going. Why is Twitch such a hater? My body. I'm sorry, Saucemog. 0 to 10, no Wolverine. I know, right? Pokemon Direct without Wolverine? Like, what is this? Honestly, 2 out of 10, no Mega Man. There's just no Mega Man. Therefore, 2 out of 10. Why is it 2? Because at least there was video games. And then there was, like, one of my favorite consoles, the Nintendo Switch, so it's like, you know what? You get at least 2 points. Nah, I'm joking, chat. Legends.exe looks great. Champions looks okay. I'm not really sold on whatever the heck that's supposed to be. It looks like it's just meant to be, like, a battle simulator. And they did some announcements for, like, TV shows and for a show that I thought was already out, but apparently it wasn't, or is, or they're going free now. I don't know, it's weird. Ever played Metal Storm? I'm getting familiar vibes with Gravity Man level. Yeah, so, okay, I do know what Metal Storm is, but I've never played Metal Storm. I do have a copy of Metal Storm, like, for, PlayStation, I think? I have it on one of the consoles. Regardless of what, you know, what console I have it for, I do know what Metal Storm is. Did you know that Metal Storm, the gravity mechanics took up most of the storage of the cartridge? Did you know that Gravity Man was also believed to be an impossible level to have with other gimmicks? Because Metal Storm's gravity gimmicks took up so much space, used similar chipset to Mega Man 5, that it was literally like, yeah, you can't fit any more gimmicks into the NES cartridge. Somehow, at Capcom, they managed to fit not only a gravity gimmick, but a unique gimmick for the rest of the stages too, without it taking up too much space. Like, one thing I didn't mention last time when we did 4 was that the Dustman's Crusher section took up a ton of space and resources in Mega Man 4. Did you know that it comes back in this game for, like, a single, like, set of rooms? And guess what? It doesn't take up that much space. So, yeah. Hey, yo, Zeke, how you doing? Saucemog says, come on, Game Freak, give us a new Metroid. Oh, yeah, I want a new Metroid. Prime 4 ain't cutting it. I want Prime 5. Prime 5, I want Metroid 6. Do it. Honestly, Dread was amazing. I can't wait till we do Dread on the channel. I love Metroid. Like, you guys have no idea how much of a retro gamer I really am. Like, I will play everything. But yeah, no, guys, I got the data in from yesterday, so On one stream that lasts 4 hours with an average of 6 viewers, I get 38 cents. I'm not kidding. So I'm going to be streaming a lot to try to make that number bigger. So bits and subscriptions are your main way of supporting the channel beyond watching the ads. When you subscribe, you don't get any ads, and you get sticker emotes, and I'll be adding more in the future. And the more subscribers that we have, the better payout I get. So it starts out like 50-50, and then if we get tier 1 subs, we get like 60-40. And then if we get tier 2 subs, it becomes 70-30. And then I believe tier 3 is when Twitch gets 20 and I get 80. So if you guys want me to keep, want to help support me and my house fund to going and buying a house, then I suggest giving me a follow. And if you've got Amazon Prime, then you've already you have the capability to do that, like without spending extra, which is nice. So yeah, no, I am all over the place. That is my main thing right now. But that's most of the important stuff out of the way. Saucemog used an Eggy. Prime 586. 8675309. Scammers. I'm not a scammer. I promise you. As somebody who makes artwork for a living, and does streams for a living, and makes fursuits for a living, I try my very best not to scam people. I try my very best to remember every commission, I try my very best to remember all customers, and I try my very best to get everything done on time. I do lose track of time sometimes, but it doesn't mean I'm bad. Twitch scammed out the bubble, out of the bubble thing? I have no idea what you're talking about, Saucemug. When will Game Freak give us a new Drill Dozer? That's a good question, actually, because I believe they did make Drill Dozer, didn't they? And the answer is probably, I don't really feel like it. Almost slid right into the gyro attack. That's Gyro Man. Not you, Twitch. Yeah, I know. You gotta remember, there's a little bit of a delay for you guys. I love the spinning Mega Man sprite. It looks more impressive than it really is. Like, on a technical side of things, it's a lot smaller. Oh boy. You read Gyro Man and was disappointed when it wasn't Greek food. Yeah, that's goofy. Originally, he was meant to be Jetman, but Dr. Wily ran out of funding to get jet engines, so went for the very next thing. Which is kind of funny, because Gyro Man hates jet engines, funnily enough. I think Gyro Man's pretty cool. Let's see here. Well, next up would be him, but I like to have this weapon for that. So instead of doing that, we're gonna do Stone Man, and then we're gonna run into the same problem. But that's fine. It's fine. Oh man, mad dash to get set up today. I was up all night working on thumbnails and artwork and commissions. Sorry if I'm off the rails. You're doing just fine. You're on the rails. You're on the right track. And if you're going off the rails, I'm following you off the rails. That's where we're going. Chat, we're going off the rails with Mega Man 5. It's gonna go crazy. It's like Crazy Train, but actually a good song. There's a lot of secrets in Stone Man stage, including the letter C. I love the mini-mets. They're great. The emote I used didn't show up in chat. I saw the Eggy one, Did you post that? Or is there a different emote that did not pop up? Yeah, no, I see the Eggy one that you posted. I even made a point of it, of bringing up the fact that we have an emote now, at least. And I'm gonna have more. I'm working on it. Oh boy. Extra special shout out to the people yesterday. So after I finished up yesterday, I forgot to raid Balrog, but I still went on his stream to say hi to his people and see who all we could get to check out my stuff when we go live. So shout outs to Lavender for the follow. I'm trying to think of anything else noteworthy. How's everybody in chat doing? You guys doing okay? Apparently I am not. Most of your diet this week was Klondike bars? Sounds like a good week. I kind of like Klondike bars. There for a while, I was like really I was really into Cliff bars. I don't know why. They were cheap at the when I started buying them. And then now they're like stupid expensive. But like they were like good healthy protein bars, and I kind of really liked them. And like they filled me up. Like I have a granola bar. It's one granola bar, and I'm like, this is actually filling, because all the other granola bars are like, here's a bunch of sugar, because sugar doesn't fill you up quickly. It like just dissolves super quick. You might collapse on the spot. You're so tired. I'm sorry. I know that feeling. I used to actually, believe it or not, when I was in my junior and senior years in high school, one of the things that I did every single day, and this is gonna sound nuts, it's gonna sound like an old person thing to do, but I promise you, it helped so freaking much. Every day, when I got back from school, I would lay down and take a nap. I wouldn't start in on my homework right away, although I would have some of it started thanks to like a study hall. I would lay down and take a nap, and then when I woke back up, I would do my homework, and I'd do my homework, and then I'd do my and then I'd have a little bit of fun playing games and stuff, and then I'd go back to bed. And honestly, that is something that I used to do a lot. Like, I used to just, like, come home, collapse, take a sleep. And I've thought about doing that for these streams, but I've noticed, like, a lot of people like to hang out after the streams. Like, I get a ton of people, like, just randomly out of nowhere messaging me, like, lately. Like, within the past week or so. And I think it's because more people are seeing me and noticing that my good traits, which is nice, very much nice. I really do appreciate all the kind messages I've been getting lately. But like, all things considered, it's like, wow, I can't go to bed after this. There's too much stuff to do, which is part of it. So like after today's stream, I'm literally going to hopefully. I'm going to get the top part of Balrog's head printed. The other side? I think I have the left side printed. I need to print the right side. And the bottom jaw. And the teeth. Those are all that I need to print, though. So, I'm going to print the other side of the head, because it is the part that takes the longest. And then once I'm done doing that, I am going to while that is printing, I'm going to start working on art commissions and hopefully get the thumbnails for next week all finished up as well. I'm in a good mood, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I may be lower energy, but it's just because I was up all night. Also, guys, I played VR chat for the first time with the PlayStation VR 2. I've played VR chat in the past. Have not been a super huge fan. It's because every time I get in a VR headset, it's too tight, it hurts my head, it's heavy, it's weighing me down, I've got to stay stationary, and it just sucks. And I'm like, this is not good. I get motion sickness. That's something you guys probably don't know about me. I actually do get motion sickness. Like in cars and stuff. I can't play video games in cars. Used to be just some video games, like Echo the Dolphin, would make me sick. But now it's just any game. Doesn't really matter. There's very few games that don't make me a little car sick. Foxino says, hey-o, hey-o! Welcome. Welcome, Foxino. How are you doing? So good to have you. Loved seeing the art that your sister did for you. Looked pretty cool. Maybe someday I'll draw like that. By the way, thanks for reaching out today. Oh yeah, no problem. When I see people are having problems, I generally want to help. Like, help them, like, feel better. Is there an ad going right now? Yes, there is. Uh, 15, 14. Mine says 7 seconds left. If you guys want to tell me when the ad's over, that is perfectly fine with me. Alright, it says the ad's over for me. Thank you guys again for watching the ads. I get, like, 30 cents per video, so that's probably, like, a penny or two. Maybe, if I'm lucky. But yeah, thank you guys for that. Sauce says, thanks for reaching out today, and once again, I want to just say, no problem. I want the community to be one that's emotionally available for everybody. I don't want the mental health chat to just be like, venting, bitching, wah. I want it to be like, okay, I see where you're coming from, but like, have you tried looking at it like this? Have you tried, like, silencing that little part of trying to silence that little part of your brain that just goes, hate yourself. Like, that's just, like, rude. Like, don't ever let that part of your brain bully you. Because I promise you, it's worth so much more that you're around than when you're not. People are people, and people deserve respect. And young people don't get enough respect, so I try my best to treat them with respect. And that's just the truth of the matter. And that is my stance on it. And the boomers are gonna go, but children don't deserve anything other than a swift kick in the ass. And I'm gonna be like, I think you're wrong. Because as a kid, I got that swift kick in the ass. It didn't help me along. What it actually did is made me bitter towards a lot of old people. That probably didn't all deserve the hate, but, like, man... And there's a lot of old people that treat you like crap. Everybody looks like an old person then. Just gonna do my very best. Foxness has been going through a rough patch. Or no, Sauce says going through a rough patch, so that was sweet. Yeah, well, I try. I don't really care if you're just a viewer. I know you're just a stranger to me, technically. But you're here, you're watching. That's supporting me in some way. And if the best thing I can do to help the community is just to listen, then I'll fucking do it. I can't do that, like, for everybody. I can't fix everything. But if I can do it just for a couple people, then that's good enough for me. That's something more than what wasn't there prior. And if that frees you guys up to be more emotionally available for the other audience members, that's good. That's a good thing. That is promoting a healthy community. And that's something I want to do. It's like a huge part of my job is, like, to make sure that you guys are also having a good time and that everything is going smoothly for you guys as well as me. So it's like, you know, it's both. Foxno says, I'm doing alright. Also didn't know that you get Mr. Sickness. Yes, I do. I cannot play video games in the car. It doesn't mean I can't play racing games. That's a whole different problem. I'm just bad at racing games. I like racing games. Well, Red is good at racing games, but I'm not good at racing games, so. I'm, like, mediocre. You get me in a game of Mario Kart, and I'm like, I got 6th place! I'm so happy with myself on 100cc! And my husband's like, I got 1st! And he's just like, you'll do better next time, and I'm like, I'm having a great time! And he's like, I think he's not. My husband's actually the one that vetoes the Mario Kart stuff, because he's like, well, I always win, so I just don't want it to like, be unfair. And I'm like, no. I'm having a great time, even if I'm in, like, last. I'm having fun. So we got the bubble gimmick. The bubble gimmick's fun. Also, I love the squish animation in the bubble. Very, very cute. Yeah, when I was going through a rough patch in my life, the Mega Man franchise was the thing that helped me get through my hard times. So, I play Mega Man not as both as I love this series, but also as if it helped me, maybe I can get somebody else interested, and this Blue Bomber can help somebody else. Because, let's be fair, this series is really, really sweet. Like, a robot boy that just wants to help gets swept up in a war that seems to be a never-ending battle. Just to help those he cares about, like, that's crazy. He was given a heart and told, exist. And that's just really sweet. And then when X comes around, he's like, but it's the right thing to do. I don't need a derogative to, like a priority to help people. It's like, it's the right thing to do, so I should do it. And I think that right there is stuck with me to the point where it's like, yeah, no. I don't think that he's whiny in X7 and X6. I just don't. Megaman.exe is going to be an interesting time, because I love those games, but there's so much criticism towards them that I'm like, I don't know. A robot boy that wants to help is the cutest description of Mega Man. Thank you. Thank you. I actually really prefer that term. Oh, man. I'm honestly hoping that maybe we can just keep doing that. Tomorrow, though, is going to be a fun time, because I'm doing Sonic 1, and it'll kickstart the Sonic games. So I'm basically going to be doing Sonic 1 tomorrow, and then Monday we're doing Sonic Genesis, because Sosmog requested, and then we hit the follower goal, so of course I'm going to do it. Right now our follower goal is for The Legend of Zelda. We'll be doing Undertale probably week after next. And hopefully I'll have some good takeaways on that game, too. X-Man and the Invincibles are helping. I'm sure. I'm sure they are. They're helping by fighting Ryu and Ken from Street Fighter. Honestly, how many people in my chat actually like Marvel vs. Capcom? I want to know, because I will do fighting games. I love fighting games. Like, I'm not too bad at Street Fighter 6 when I want, but Or Street Fighter 2 for that matter. And then I did do that thing with Street Fighter 1. But I love X-Men vs. Street Fighter. I love Marvel vs. Capcom. That was the game. I have stories about those games that most people haven't really heard, and it's mostly just because I don't have a chance to play it. Like, on YouTube, there wasn't an audience for it. I couldn't attract the fighting game community with that stuff. But maybe on here, I can attract a more multiplayer-centric game stuff, you know? I will pick up PlayStation Plus again, just to entertain you guys with Marvel and Street Fighter. Foxino says, I love Marvel vs. Capcom. It was fun. I know, it's great. Saucemonk says, I like Marvel. I enjoy MVC. Cool, cool. El Ray says, please play Marvel vs. Capcom. You know what, guys? I will. If we can, tell you what, guys. I've been wondering what to do about the bits goal down there. If we can get the bits meter maxed out, that is a $10 bits donation, I will play Marvel vs. Capcom. Like, wholesale, slot it in the schedule on a Monday or a Friday, and we will just go. And we'll have a great old time. But I gotta get the donation, folks. That's how I'm gonna do it. Because I want to do that stuff, but I want to incentivize you guys to really support and help me out with the channel. Your patronage means a lot, but I don't really know how to add value for that patronage. So this is the best way I have right now. Donations to unlock video games for me to play. You mean you're a Marvel fan? So I will eat up anything that is Marvel. That is valid. As somebody who is also a huge comics fan, I will eat up anything Marvel, DC, Image, or Archie. Like, I don't care. Boom Studios? Hell yeah. And that's just how it be. Galactus, is that you? No, I'm not eating anything. I am not Galactus. I can promise you. No, I'm not Galactus. I do have a sandwich, though. Would Galactus hunger for a sandwich? It's like he's eating raw planets to fuel himself, but let's be real here. All Galactus really wants to eat a pastrami on rye. He's like really plain. It's kind of funny. How much for Wolverine? Alright. If I can get that meter filled up twice, I'll do Wolverine. I'll do, like, multiple sessions of different Wolverine games. I'll find a way to play Wolverine games, and I'll just play them. And I'll just slot that in different time slots each week. Because right now we're doing Mega Man, Sonic starting next, so then we'll have Sonic and Mega Man be the primary, and any donation and follow goals be the Monday and Friday game. Because I'm going to be honest, guys. I want your honest opinion. How you guys feeling with the Monday through Friday schedule? I'm honestly okay with it. It's been a learning curve for me, personally. Because I have not done Monday through Friday streams since YouTube, since I started early on YouTube. But the reason why I've been doing why I want to start doing Monday through Friday is because now I do have ad revenue. So now there is actually an incentive for me to do Monday through Friday. The 3-day a week is like, okay, this is healthy for me. The other stuff is like, oh, this will help pay off my husband's debts slowly. but it's still more than YouTube, so I'm gonna take it. And play the game when it comes out. If we can get a donation of $60, I'll place a pre-order right now. If we can get $60 right now, I'll place a pre-order for Wolverine on PS5, and I will play that game instantly day one on release. I'll stop everything I'm doing just to do that for you guys. I'm out of town? No, I'm freaking not. Capture card ain't running? Too bad, I'm picking up another one. There's a sandwich at the store for me? Hey, Castaway, we're gonna play Wolverine. And that's the way it'll be. So if we can get 60, I'll pre-order it. Starman's kind of silly. I love the space gimmick. I think it's clever that they got an underwater gimmick that wasn't underwater, and then we got a space gimmick that feels like it's underwater. You can't? Oh, I'm fucking not. I'm gonna do it anyways. How much for Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit? You guys want to see me do FNAF? You guys want Five Nights at Freddy's? If we can get 80. If we can get 80 across multiple streams, $80 worth of bits, I will do all of the FNAF games. And it won't just be one. I will do all of them, back to back. Like I will slot them in my schedule, like every couple of weeks. I'll take a medication to, like, calm my nerves, calm my anxieties, and I will just play. I won't beat them. I will not promise you that I can beat any of them. But I will play them. I have a majority of them. I used to be okay at them. But I will sit and I will play them. But I've got to get... We have to get $80 worth of donations. So, if we get 60, I'll do Wolverine. If we can fill up the meter at least once, I'll do Marvel vs. Capcom games. And if we get $80 worth, so that's 8 meters, I will do Five Nights at Freddy's, all of the series. That is my honest promise to you guys. And that's my promise to the people on YouTube too. So if you want to donate, you can check out the Twitch. But yeah, that's how I'm gonna run it, guys. Looks like we got an ad coming in about 3 seconds, and I haven't even gotten to talk about the coolest part of this stage, which is just this gimmick here, the falling items, the crystal mines. It's crazy how these kids who make great designs of the Robot Masters probably never did design work again. I can talk about that actually quite a bit, because there are quite a number of them that did, but there were quite a number that did not. The Mega Man franchise is silly like that, but go ahead and watch the ad. I'll be here, and if you guys click on the ad or something, maybe we'll do a test. We'll see what happens when you guys click on the ad at the very least. That'll be an experiment for a day. Tiptoe on the window, by the window. I don't know what I'm on about. Oh boy, I gotta stretch for a second. Alright. Color changing Megaman! My cat has her own room. Oh, that's cute. Oh man, this is gonna be a funny gag. Oh man, I gotta wait for the ad to do its thing, but this is gonna be a funny gag. I might even keep this in on the YouTube cut. I'll edit out this section and then I'll insert a Mega Man 5 ad. Thank you guys so much for watching that ad. This channel is brought to you by viewers like you. And color-changing Mega Man! Thank you. So up there on the top, there's usually an M-Tank, but if you already have an M-Tank, it doesn't spawn. Saucemark says their cat has their own room. That is adorable. Hold left, you get a number 5. Alright, so yeah, most of the artists, right, they're kids. Most of the designers are kids. However, the contest wasn't just limited to children, although they did kind of have some requirements. Some Robot Master slots were taken up by people who worked at Capcom in other, spots under pseudonyms. They would enter the contest, drop a Robot Master, think, oh, they'll recognize my art style, and then it would get picked, and they'd be like, they didn't recognize my art style. I just screwed a kid out of this, but now I get to be I get to say I was in a Mega Man game, and that's it. And that's literally, it's hilarious. Good old El Rey. If you got if you get a car through one of those ads, I have no idea, but I hope that you can, when it pops up on this channel here, so that way then we can test and see what happens on my end, so then I can tell you the good news or the bad news. It would be crazy if you did that, by the way. But do not put yourself in debt just to get a car. Pretty sure. Don't you already have a car, too? Now we're on Napalm Man. But yeah, most of the people didn't really continue designing. Some of them were in office. Like I said yesterday, Dustman was designed by the artist known as One, the creator of One Punch Man. Because he's a huge Mega Man fan and did a bunch of some official art for like an anniversary a couple of years back. It's probably going on about 2 decades now. Or maybe 15 years. Somewhere in that ballpark. But one thing I didn't mention is that in Mega Man and Bass, which we'll probably reiterate this when we play Mega Man and Bass, all of the artists for Mega Man and Bass who won the contest, some of them got multiple entries, they all ended up becoming manga artists. Capcom ended up commissioning every single one of them at some point down in the future's history. With the most recent one being the final contest winner and doing the manga for Mega Man 11 for Korokoro magazine. I'm not kidding. At least I believe it was in Korokoro. But one of them did the manga for Mega Man and Bass, one of them did the manga for 9, one of them did the manga for 10, and the last one did the manga for 11. And one of them was Hitoshi Iriga, who ended up making their own Mega Man manga that was officially licensed called the Rockman Megamix, Remix, and Gigamix, and then the Megaman.exe Mega Mission mangas, which all beautifully drawn, all amazing mangas. And I believe Udon currently has most of those translated into English, except for Mega Man.exe Mega Mission, which frustrates me because that is the coolest canon story. Like, it's canon. Like, they even translated all the cards and everything. So we just got our final letter. I'll get to talk about that after the stage. But yeah, they translated all the cards and everything for the Mega Man.exe Legacy Collections. Honestly, I think the Mega Man franchise is so cool. Did you know that the current series director is actually in the video games? Like, he was an actual character in the games. For anyone who hasn't played Mega Man Battle Network, go play Mega Man Battle Network. Find a character in Battle Network 2 through 6 named Mr. Famous. I don't remember what his name is. I know it starts with an E. Anyways, Mr. Famous is what we'll call him. When the Battle Network Legacy Collection came out, like was being worked on, we knew when the development of that game started. Because Mr. Famous went to a custom tailor and bought a brand new white and orange lab coat, which he hadn't done since Battle Network 6. And no, this guy's like, was lead director for like, the Resident Evil franchise and Monster Hunter and stuff. Like, he's good at what he does. And he directed most of the Battle Network games. Mr. Famous is quite literally the current director of the Mega Man franchise. He took up the reins after Mega Man 11, and he's been doing an excellent job as far as, like, the game's quality that have come out. Because the Battle Network Legacy Collection was good. Solid versions of all of those games. The X Legacy Collection was a little shaky, but they were also changing hands. The Zero ZX Collection's perfect. Like, downright perfect. It is the version that they play for speedruns. Which is nuts. The fact that it usurped all other versions is crazy to me. And then to really top it off, not only did did they do that, but they also did X Dive and X Dive Offline and made sure that it was available. So, honestly, Mr. Famous, man. Shoutouts to Mr. Famous. Hope he cooks. He cooks. He cooks. When he makes a game, he cooks. Resident Evil 8 and Resident Evil 7 speak for themselves. He cooks. Mr. Famous be cooking when he wants to cook. When Mr. Famous be cooking, you best be eating, because it's good. I'm having all sorts of a fun time. I'm like half falling asleep in my chair. Not because I'm like hating on the game or anything, or because it's easy, just because I have been up all night. Oh, a new game? Yeah, he has been working on a new game. We do at least know of at least 1 or 2 new Mega Man games that are into current active development, which is nice, but we just don't know anything about them, which sucks. Hopefully by the end of this year we'll know something. The time scale for everything is behind by a bit. Everybody clap for Vex! She brought me a coffee.
Yay!
Words! Thank you for the coffee.
Of course.
That is, yeah, I'm gonna try. We be cooking. I'm talking about Mr. Famous right now. Yeah. That isn't a mobile game. Yeah, new game that isn't a mobile game. Don't worry. There's a Battle Network mobile game that was apparently in the works. Taiwan was working. Capcom Taiwan was working on a new game, but that got canceled. And then they decided to use the name after it got approved to re-promote X Dive in China and Taiwan, which is rather interesting. Rockman.exe Time Shift. We have a little bit of footage of that, but it's like animation tests and stuff. Nothing huge. Meanwhile, we know that there's a Battle Network mobile game. We know that there's a game called Rockman Taisen, which means Rockman War, that's being worked on for all modern consoles. And we knew that it was supposed to come out sometime around 2022. But, once again, everything got shifted around 2 years because of COVID. So, it's looking a bit likely that... Bad dog. Rush is being crazy. Rush, quit eating the Honey Nut Cheerios. You sound nuts. So, Rush Coil has changed here. So now it is a jump on, jump off the top. You actually have more control over your jump this way, but also, it's not any different in terms of height as the normal rush jet, and it's the only time they use the springboard design. This enemy's annoying. He likes to block your shots. If you're moving while he hops off of you, if he times it just right, he'll smack you. But the main thing he's meant to do is just block your shots. Yeah. How's everybody in chat going? Everybody doing good? We've got the Darkman. He's got tank treads. Who doesn't love tank treads? Water. He doesn't like water, though. Like tank treads, but no water? Darkman 1, you're a disappointment. I'm joking. The Darkmen are cool. I'll get to the story of this game in just a little bit because I'm probably going to recap it for the PlayStation 1 Navi mode, which is what I call it. I think it's called hint mode here, but I prefer to call it Navi mode. It's a much nicer name. But yes, tomorrow we're doing Sonic the Hedgehog 1, and I could not be more excited because I'll be turning 25 that day. So not only will you guys get to bear witness to me playing Sonic 1, which is going to be a time. I guarantee you it'll be a time. It'll be a time to remember. It'll also be that time that I screamed and went, I don't remember that was in the game, and that'll be the day. Your birthday's in a couple of weeks. Well, mine is tomorrow. And I am a little nervous about Sonic and how it's gonna go, especially after being this tired today. I can't wait for next week, though. Next week is gonna be even more awesome. Guys, this has been just kind of like an awesome set of streams this week. This entire month has been a great opening month for me for Twitch. Thank you. I hope you guys continue to support me and watch the stuff when I go live. And for those just tuning in and being like, I don't know who you are, well, I got a Discord and stuff where you can get to know me. So, I also got an X, or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and I got a Blue Sky. I do art. I do video games. I do vidya games. Vidya games with Crystal Joes. Specifically Mega Man 5. I do all sorts of different games. We're doing an eclectic mix. I am excited, though, to try and get, trying to do, you know what? I want the E-Tank. I don't need the E-Tank, but we're gonna grab the E-Tank anyways. You can't slide, under or over spikes, so you just kinda gotta go with the flow. Go with the flow. I haven't shown off the super arrow yet. It'll stick to walls. It's like a rush jet if rush jet was item 2. And if item 2 stuck to walls like item 3. And if it stayed in one place like magnet beam. Magnet beam, rush jet, item 2. Item 3. Is that enough descriptors? Is that a good descriptor, guys? You can't believe it's February? I can't believe it's not butter. I can believe it's February. No, I figured you meant can't. You're good. I can believe it's February because it's February. That is my one terrible dad joke for today. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Did you know I actually submitted for a TED Talk once? It did not go how you think. I did not get chosen, and then the other people who were chosen broke down on stage. And then I did a, I had to perform a TED Talk in front of the school, and I chose why video games are art. And yeah. I won't believe it's February, and I refuse to believe it's not butter. That's very fair. What? Damn. I know, right? Yeah. For the TED Talk itself, I was going to talk about, because the theme of that TED Talk was trust. I was going to talk about how one of my great aunts, did not trust me when they first saw me. And how, me having long hair, because, IRL, I have long hair, and, me holding, like, a sketchbook and stuff, and dressing in kind of, muted colors, means, you know, it does stuff. You know, it means something. And it gave her the idea that I was a delinquent and that my mom was a bad mom. No, she's a not great mom, but she wasn't like raising a drug addict. So it's like, you know, you take it where you take the small wins, I guess. No, she was raising a furry, which she also didn't like. But you know what? You win some, you lose some, and my mom lost some. We got an ad started, and Mountain Man says, no, really, it's February! In the end of February. It is the end of February. Which means it's also gonna be my birthday tomorrow, and I get to play Sonic. And I get to also tell you guys all the Sonic lore. Oh god, wait till we do Dynamite Ducks, chat. I'm gonna do Dynamite Ducks with a ton of different Sonic games, so that way then we can just keep rotating in people, and I'll do Dynamite Ducks last, so I can be like, this is a Sonic game. And that's how I'm gonna do it. But tomorrow's probably gonna be like a 4 or 5 hour stream. For funsies. For funsies. But Mountain Man, thank you for popping in. I got data on advertisement stuff. Your subscription thing gives me an extra 3 cents per ad. So I walked away yesterday with like 2, like 2, so 6 cents from you, like something like that. But that's what the turbo stuff does. You guys don't get ads, and you get to, and I get more money, and I get the money from the ads, plus a little bit. But subscriptions still get rid of the ads entirely, and I get the money straight for it. So, yeah. A dog. Compared to the 20 you pay, yeah, you pay 20, but you were only there for like 20-ish minutes yesterday. And like 4 to 6 cents for one thing is actually pretty good. For ads, it's Jover? No, it's not Jover. We're just starting. Anyways, me being a goober aside, where was my thought at before the ad cut off? Also, thank you guys again for watching the ad. It means a ton that you guys put up with the advertisements for me, so I can get the ad revenue. And once again, you can subscribe to get rid of them. And if you're on YouTube, you can just, I don't know, follow the Twitch. I don't know what to tell you guys on YouTube. I tried to make it work over there. It just wasn't. I couldn't keep it going. Mountain Man says, fair. Well, Mountain Man, if you want to join today, feel free to. I don't have a co-host lined up for today, so we're kind of just, we're flying by the seat of my pants. And last night was a whole heck of a lot of fun, and, yeah. And plus, I'm doing 5 NES, then 5 PlayStation, and then we're doing the mission mode. So I've got quite a bit of, like, just random junk to throw at the wall today and see what sticks. I know the Sonic stream tomorrow is going to be really interesting. I'm planning on starting that at, like, 3:30, 3. And hopefully I won't be up all night, so I can actually, you know, be more awake on time. Today, the only reason I was a little late was literally I was up all night working on thumbnails and artwork and chatting, because you need to chat when the creativity runs a little dry. You gotta talk with somebody. Sonic Cross Obama visual novel. When, Sega? When we get that Mega Man dating game that they keep memeing about. Alright. Chat, do you want to see something really stupid? This guy's weakness is charge kick. You can get frozen in the charge kick state. When you get frozen in the charge kick state, you're both invincible, but also your hitbox is then always active. And I just find that neat. Sadly, I only got during food. I got a 3-hour drive tonight. Oh boy. Well, thanks for popping in anyways. And Saucemelon says, I would date Gutsman. I don't care if he's a teacher. He's not a teacher. Gutsman is a... Gutsman is a construction robot. I don't know where you got teacher from. That's a little goofy. Good old RA says, I'm always in for a good visual novel. I am down for any Phoenix Wright game you throw at me. I will straight up play Phoenix Wright on stream for you guys. For the funds. I've got all but one of them, so like... Phoenix Wright could be fun. Could also be kind of like eclectic, because those are a little different. Those get a very different audience than like Mega Man and stuff, but like the memes are there. So I don't know, guys. Oh boy. We have made it to Protoman, so I haven't gone over the story yet, but it's alright. What do you guys think of the gameplay so far? And you guys can say it like it is. Yoink! This is another gimmick that is presumed to take up a ton of space on the cartridge. I would make a really good visual novel. Like, great writing, good. Oh, nice. I wish you luck with that. Protoman, your everything looks a little funny. And your whistle sounded wrong, and you don't have a scarf. And you hit really hard. Protoman! Darkman! Alright. I'll get to the story and stuff when we do the other version. Which was also going to be, conveniently, after we beat the Wily Castle, so... Should be a fun time. So we're gonna pull out Beat now, and I can talk about Beat's origins. Beat is a robot bird robot built for combat and protection of Mega Man. He's also a gift to Dr. Light from Dr. Cossack from the last game as an apology for trying to destroy Mega Man. Because Cossack and Dr. Light are actually friends. And, like, that's super rad. And Beat's really cool. Despite what Brentalfloss says, Beat is really cool. Beat is the murder machine. Beat is the awesome murder machine. And now here's Dr. Wily telling us, dang it, Protoman foiled our schemes again! Seems that it was a Darkman robot all along. Protoman wasn't actually behind any of this, and, it'll all be okay. Karmic is in the chat, says, the weather is crazy right now. I feel that. I'm sure it's absolutely bonkers out there. I believe it. What's going on out there, if you guys don't mind me asking? I guess I could look out the window, but I've got the blackout curtain up right now. Beat is super cute. He's super cute. Hail. It's hail. It's it's hailing. And El Rey says, it's raining sideways. Agreed. It is raining sideways at all periods of time. Alright. This platform. If I jump to the right, I'm just dead. Give me the soup. Alright. Sent you a video on Telegram for after the stream, or if you want to check that right now. No, I'll check it after the stream. So, guys, you get to pick the power-ups that I'm choosing for Mega Man 5. I might let Vex pick one of them as well, so you guys will pick one and Vex will pick one. It'll be fun. When we start the next playthrough, I'm gonna let you pick one of the power-ups.
Okay, I'll tune into...
You got me a coffee, so you get to pick.
Okay. You want a can of soup too? I got some soup for myself. Do you want a can of soup for later for lunch?
I'm alright, actually. I think the sandwich is more than enough for me.
Okay. I was just asking, because I know you're not hungry.
Yeah, you're good. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I'm feeling good, then I'm not, and now I'm, like, tired, and I'm not. I think being up all night was not a good choice for me.
I felt that last night. I was up for technically 24 hours almost.
I died!
Because,
Your meds, you sleep, or your...
Remember how I got up at 6 a.m. yesterday?
Yeah, oh gosh.
Yeah, and then I
then
went to lay down, and my body, for some reason, was like, yeah, so you know how you're laying down, and you should be going to sleep.
Nah.
Throw that out the window.
Who needs sleep? Sleep's for the weak.
So I was almost up for an entire full 24 hours.
Oh my gosh, that's nuts. I took a small nap between like 11 or 12ish to like 3:30. And somehow still started the stream around 4. I don't know. Something's wrong with me.
I was doing commissions because people were asking for art commissions, and that's what I was doing.
You too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got one coming tomorrow.
So, and then I was also talking to Neo, who wants the clown Scully, because they were talking to me. I also was texting them today. They were like, they don't know how many payments they can make in a row, and I'm like, if you want, you can do it monthly.
Yeah, it's not like it requires that. Meanwhile, we've got Belrog who did the crazy thing, and I'm not gonna say it on stream.
Okay.
Here, hand me the whiteboard, and I'll show you. Really?
That's cool. I will be marking mine on the whiteboard too once.
Yeah, go for it.
Once he starts paying.
So chat, for those who don't know, Vex here does suit stuff with me sometimes. They taught me quite a bit, I've taught them quite a bit, and together we've been kind of just mastering the crafts and it's
And we both are deciding to do a suit on our own to see.
see how it both see how it goes, but also because Belrug means something special to me because he's a really good friend, and I just really wanted to do it by myself.
Neo's also one of my really good friends, so I kind of want to do their suit by myself as well.
9 times out of 10, if I'm like on a stream and stuff, she's working on the suits, and if I'm working on the suits, she's probably asleep.
I was going to tell you, I'm going to be taking some of the suit stuff upstairs to work upstairs because I'm eating, and a few people want to get on call with me, and I want to still work. So
while I'm doing the stream.
Yeah, while you're doing the stream,
yeah,
and I also don't want to interrupt your stream.
And just make sure that the stuff comes back downstairs, and be sure to run the vacuum in your room when you're done. I want to make sure that that's not like.
I gotta do my laundry anyway, so that's not a big deal.
I see. Anyways, well, that's the funness behind the suit making stuff. Sometimes it's crazy. So, we've got the villainous Big Pets here.
It's an interesting boss mechanic, I will say that.
Yeah, I gotta throw the bottom 2 out. The eyes open so he can be hit, and then after he closes his eyes, he can't be hit. So I just gotta
That's an interesting mechanic too.
Yeah, and then he throws up and downs at you, which he is based on an up and down, which is an enemy from Megaman.
So he's like the
4.
What are the mom version of that one?
Yeah, the Met. So like, there's an enemy called the Pets, and it's the pit enemy from this game, but they're just up and downs. Like that's all they are.
Yeah.
And then there's just a really big pet, which is really goofy. Karmic says, sent anybody on that. Susmar says, why do you all use Telegram? Because that's what furries use generally.
When I got introduced to the furry fandom, they told me that every furry basically uses Telegram, so you should get Telegram, and then I did, and that's what I've been told so far through the furry fandom.
El Rey says he's got to go soon. Alright, we'll catch you later if you've already left, but thank you so much for stopping in and giving me the watch time. It means a ton.
See ya, El Rey.
But Sasmog says, I know Russians use Telegram. Yeah, some of them. But the major thing is that because it's a mostly decentralized application, a lot of people prefer it over, like, regular text messaging because, you know, Discord runs super slow on mobile.
Also,
most people's phones just run it super slow. What's up?
I can confirm that because I have an old phone that now is only running off the internet, and sometimes Discord will not send my messages because it runs so slow.
And then meanwhile, I've got a slightly newer phone, actually the same one the one that you have that actually works. And it's like, it works, but it's kind of slow, and it doesn't always load super quick, so you can't see messages. Meanwhile, Telegram's optimized for mobile, so since it's optimized for mobile so well, furries use it. It's a great way to get a hold of people at conventions and stuff, and because it's not super duper centralized with, like, phone numbers and stuff, like, yeah, you can use phone numbers, but you don't have to. Because you don't have to, it's not like you're going to be worried about your coworker finding out that you're a furry. And that's the big reason furries use Telegram. It used to be the platform known as Kik, K-I-K, but that was a long time ago. Like, I was in...
Really? That was Kik?
Yeah, Kik... No, like, Telegram is not Kik. But
Telegram's not Kik,
but that was the app they used beforehand. But the problem was one, Kik was super dangerous, and probably still is. I don't know about it. And 2, every image is saved in a really stupid, specific, like, cached up way, so that takes up, like, 2 to 4 times the space on your phone. It's just why Telegram is just better. Anyways, I've got an ad starting, so, yeah. Ladder shimmy. You've heard horror stories about that app? I believe it. I believe it. Russians use it if they don't like the government, so they don't get hurt because the government isn't the best. I heard. Yeah, actually, I actually have a Russian viewer or two who watch my stuff. I don't think they're bad people, in the slightest. But I guarantee you, it's mostly just because they like American stuff, and since their government doesn't let them have American stuff, they'd much rather just like use a different platform entirely.
That must be a goal.
That is the follow goal at the current moment.
Yeah.
So when we hit that one, I'm playing The Legend of Zelda.
Which one?
The first one.
Okay.
Every time we hit a follower goal, I will be doing a Zelda game. When we hit the bits goal, I'm playing Marvel vs. Capcom. When we hit 6-bit goals, so that's $60, I'm going to do Wolverine for PlayStation 4 and PS5. And then when we hit the final goal that I have planned right now, which is 80, I will do the entire FNAF series. If we get $80 in bits, I will do FNAF. Now you want to do that. Oh, Christ. You're crazy. I know you'd be like, here you go. Do it. I'm like, oh, Christ.
Don't we got the all the FNAF games
I
in one, and also the security version?
Technically, yes. Because you own them on Switch, and I have a couple. Saucemark says 4 ads, help! And Saucemark also says, I haven't heard many things that are bad about Telegram. If you have location data on, there's some screwy stuff with it. It's honestly kind of shit. But, and there are some scammers on there, so you gotta be wary of that shit. But, honestly, it's a pretty fine experience if you're using it in the way that furries use it. There is a subset of people that are really into drugs that also use it, and, I can't speak on that behalf, because I don't use it for that, but a lot of my friends from high school are really into drugs, and are like, I don't know, my drug dealer just handed this to me. I'm like, of course. That's why you're on this platform. And I'm like, it's like, I don't want to be like that guy, but I'm like, oh, cool, you got into hard drugs, you're kind of a dork. One of them's like, I'm on here for the weed, and I'm like, you can buy it at the store. Like, it's legal, what are you doing?
Yeah, most, like, our corner store sells it, right?
Yeah, our corner store sells it, like, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, man, you just did the dumb thing for stupid reasons. Aside from me making fun of some of my old friends from high school, I do like every one of them. They were all good people, or at least most of them were good people. There was 1 or 2 bad apples, but you know, so be it. But Telegram's an alright place for furries. Foxino and I use it, Zeke and I use it, Zeke, Foxino, Balrog uses it sometimes. Just, it's a useful way to do things. It's where I put all of my artwork, too. So, like, I mentioned that, hey, I've got an art dump, where you can see my work-in-progress artwork pieces. And that's because that's where I put it. That's where I put all my artwork pieces. Anytime I work on something, it usually goes in there. Work in progress, the finished piece, yeah.
Same with my art channel.
Yeah, it just kind of is the way it exists.
Oh, that's sweet. Okay.
Yeah, there's a whole stage based on that. They somehow found a way to shrink it down. The NES normally can't handle gravity shifting. The other company that figured out how to do it ended up taking up the entire cartridge space. Meanwhile, Capcom got it to fit into such a small space that they could have other gimmicks. Which was nuts. Actually, chat was asking me if I was going to play Metal Storm. Which, I might. Revolta says, gaming! Hello, yes, we're gaming. Hello, yes, I am gaming.
Hello, yes, I'm gaming.
Gaming I am.
To go gaming.
Would you like the gaming? Chargeman. Man, I don't know. He's got this weird feeling. There's an angry train following me around everywhere.
Very angry train.
Like, I couldn't tell you. But I'm pretty sure there's an angry train following me around places.
There's an angry train following me.
I'm pretty sure there's somebody who wants to sell me something.
SpongeBob meme, but it's angry train.
Yes. Hello, gaming. I am Dad. Hi, Dad. I'm Cat. Moving on. Mega Manning. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'd say. Alrighty. Well, chat. We're almost done with the NES version. We've also got the PlayStation version and then mission mode because I feel like doing it. And Revolta, we got the number in. I make like 38 cents on a 4-hour stream with an average of 6 people watching. So, like, $2 every 4 days. Which is still better than YouTube. It's better than nothing. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's better than nothing.
I'm still technically eating, so I'll turn into the stream and then I'll...
You'll tell me the one.
Yeah.
So chat, you guys get to pick one, and then Vex gets to pick one because they got me a coffee. Usually she'd just be included with the rest of the chat. So, but you guys get to pick a power-up. I have all of them unlocked this time around, because I wanted to make sure you guys had the option for all of them this time around. So the one thing you probably have noticed, chat, is that I've been using my weapons quite a bit. Except for like 1 or 2 of them. And the... oh, shoot. I went back too far. Mega Minding? No, we're Mega Manning. Great stuff. What are they? The power-ups. Well, I'll show them off when we finish up the game. So essentially, we finish the game, then we go to Dr. Light's lab, and from there I can equip 2 power-ups. And I'll let chat pick one, and then I'll pick one. And most of them upgrade your buster, your jump height, your movement speed, all of that stuff. So that way then, when we actually get around to, that way then when we do the second playthrough, it's even more fresh than the first time around. Not only is there remixed music, but, like, there's gameplay differences, there's, visual differences. I've never found Napalm Man that hard. Napalm Man has a jazz remix on an album that I really like called Rockman.exe, called Napalm Jazz, and I love that track. If you've never heard Napalm Jazz, go listen to it. It's gorgeous. Beautiful piece. I like music. My mom used to joke that I didn't like music, and I'm like, I think you're choosing the wrong kid that doesn't like music. You just don't know what music I do like. And that was 9 times out of 10. That was it. It's like, yeah, it's like you just don't understand what I like. You know like 1 or 2 facets about me. Have fun. Alright. But yeah. Chat, honestly, you guys probably know more about me than my own mother does. Which is just sad. Sad state of affairs. Alright. Alright. We're gonna use an E-Tank here. I usually want to save at least 1 E-Tank and 1 M-Tank for the final part of the game. And I can show off something that's really neat if we have super low energy on all of our weapons. Because I can then show off how the music was composed and how it was most likely was intended to sound if orchestrated. Like with real instruments rather than MIDI ones. Which could probably lead you to infer some things about the Mega Man 5 soundtrack as a whole. And I just think that's neat. Ah, man, almost lost it there. Alright. Napalm. Mega Man 5's bosses are actually not too bad. This was the first game where I've beaten all the bosses, like, Buster only. This and Mega Man 6 are the two ones where I'm like, it's not too bad to do that in. Mega Man 4, it's a little tricky, but, like, 5? Eh, not really. Alright. Wave Man's weapon just slips on past his shield. Now we get to show off Starman's pattern, and if you've never seen Starman.exe, oh man, I love that character. I like Starman as a whole. There's a lot of really pretty pictures of Starman, like, holding roses with, like, his hands and his teeth and stuff. It's, like, goofy as heck for a robot to be doing that, but I think it's cute. Because he's got, like, this weird starfish and, like, space comet theme going on. It's a little strange, but I don't know, I think it works. I just think it works. I just think it's neat. In the words of Marge Simpson, I just think it's neat. It's like Crystal Man here in his... Have you heard of Rockman Unhearted? Yeah, I was trying to learn stuff about that, actually. I saw a little piece of artwork, and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. I saw a little video, and I wanted to know exactly what that was. I'm always interested in the fan projects with this franchise. I don't know. Part of being a part of the fan game side of things. Alright. And now we're on this part of the fight. This one isn't too bad. Just stand near the center, make a slide or a jump. Elect Alice. Yeah, it sounds about right. Somebody with a weird Electman obsession. To each their own. I have a weird obsession with furries. I don't know if you can notice. Actually, it's kind of a lie. I'm more obsessed with video games. But, because you can't find the OG post, that's a shame. Honestly, though, the Mega Man community has always been one of the nicer communities to me, personally. Ah. And he's out. Probably because she was like 12 when she wrote it. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I saw some stuff about it, about like a broken, glitchy Electman stage thing, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, how does Electman see the world? Because he's always being jolted with electricity. At least that's what I thought it was, but it wasn't. It was like some horror thing. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'll talk about that eventually. I like horror. I like video games. I like Mega Man. I could talk about this thing. I could talk about thing that fan does with the stuff. The end result was just like, I couldn't find enough content to talk about, so I probably won't make a comment about it. But I'm sure there is enough content to talk about it. Alright. And now we are on the Wily machine. And I can show off the neat fact about the music. You hear the melody, you hear the beat. Alright, it doesn't do this in this one. Usually the drum and bass is all you'd hear. Instead of that. And it'd just be the bass and the drum section for the song. And I think that most of the music for this game is intended to be like drum and bass style game. I think some of them can be rock and roll, some of them can be whatnot, but I think overall this game was intended to be like a drum and bass sort of sound for the everything else. Alright, now all we gotta do to stop Dr. Wily is summon beat. Beat will do things. Things with the stuff. You can get double hits. You can get triple hits. You can get a spinning bird. Mega Man 5. 5 is a vibe. It's interesting. So I helped Casey play through 5 relatively recently, and she was like, yeah, 5's my favorite. And then it was, 5's my favorite, and it's like, oh, then it was, I like 5 more than 6, and it was like, I like 6 more than 5, and then it was, I like 7 more than all of them. And I think that's just where she's landed. She just loves 7. Doesn't really, loves 5 too. Honestly, I think 5 is the game where they started running out of ideas, like, new ideas, and actually started trying to do more of a story. Because all they did was upgrade Mega Man's Mega Buster, and, like, made it bigger, and give us a bird companion, who was probably designed way early on in the process of this. So they probably were just like, you know what? No. Let's, like, do something with this. 7 is peak, 6 is the best on the NES. 6 is the best on the NES. I own a complete in-box Japanese copy of 6, because I like 6 that much. But that was the NES version. We're going to do the PlayStation version next. So stick around. By the way, I'm doing this for the whole series. So, like, if there's 2 versions of a Mega Man game with more content, like, added in, that's the version I'm doing. Like, I'll do the NES one and then the other one. So for 7, we're doing the Legacy Collection 2. With the Japanese, well, using the Japanese version so I can show off more of the content. I might, and then for 9, I'm going to do 1 run as Mega Man, 1 run as Protoman. For 10, I'm going to do 1 run as all 3 of the characters. For Mega Man 7, I'm doing the 1. For 8, I'm doing the Saturn version using the Polymega. Because you can't stop me. I have a Saturn copy of 8. You cannot stop me, ever. I will just play it. Because I want to show off the extra boss fights. I gotta show off the remixed music. And because I can play the US version of that game, because of the Polymega, I can actually keep the music on. Because, yeah. Japanese songs are fascinating. We got an ad starting soon, but you know, it's a good time for an ad since we did just get to the credits. You weren't that fond of X2? Well, I'll get to go over my thoughts on the X series after we finish Classic. There's not that many games in the Classic series left. Most of what we have to cover is, like, Game Boy games. Late era, like, all the consoles past the NES. The Game Boy games, and, like, some spin-offs. And I promise you, I can condense most of the spin-offs into, like, its own thing. Like, Power Battles, Power Fighters, and, Power Battles, Power Fighters, the Neo Geo version of those games, and the, oh shoot, what is it? Mega Man Soccer. I can do all of those games back to back to back in one stream. Oh, Saucemog. No, 8's great. My husband loved 8. That's a shame. Oh, boy. Mega Man Soccer is a canon event? Agreed. Agreed. Wholeheartedly, 8. Mega Man Soccer is a canon event. So is Battle and Chase. Ad. Yes, an ad. Dang the snow? The snowboard. Oh, so, Saucemog, how did you play 8? That is a question I need to ask you. How did you play 8? And I know that's an odd question, because there's the Saturn version, the PlayStation version, the Mega Man Legacy Collection 2, and then there's also the Anniversary Collection. How did you play Mega Man 8? Foxino likes Mega Man and Bass, and when we do Mega Man and Bass, Foxino, I'm playing a custom version of that game. With a fixed bolt counters for the shop. I can switch the characters on the fly. And, yeah, I'm just gonna fix around a whole bunch of stuff for Mega Man and Bass to make myself have a more enjoyable time. And I'm not gonna speak ill of the game. Even though I'm not a big fan of it, I'm not gonna speak ill of it. But Saucemog, I'd love to know. Legacy Collection. That's odd. What console? So the snowboard section is, it works pretty simply. I'll explain how it works when we play that version of the game. But it's really not that hard. So, like I mentioned earlier, chat, you guys get one, and Vex gets to pick one because she got me a coffee today. That is the only reason. I've got a question. Why the big shoes? Mega Man's a robot, so stability. Later on in the series, the feet get smaller and smaller. There's a lot of mechanisms that go on in the legs, like as like a movement mechanism. It needs to have slight rotational movement, but it can't have too much because it wouldn't feel human. It can't have too little or it won't move at all. It like there needs to be hydraulics. They need to know how much pressure they're applying to the ground. They need to know if their things are stable. Like there's all sorts of stuff that you have to do with legs. Mega Man inspired the art style. Mega Man inspired my art style a lot, but I can draw in all sorts of different art styles. But yeah, you guys get to pick Hyper Jump, Auto Charge, Energy Saver, Hyper Shot, Speed Up, Hyper Charge, Power Shot, and Hyper Charge Shot. Last time we did the Hyper Charge Shot and Power Shot, so you guys get to pick though between any of these, and we'll have this this option one more time when we play Mega Man 6. So your guys' choice. First one I see goes. And I'm sure Vex will get to choose hers in just a second. So we got Auto Charge as the one for chat. And Speed Up. We're gonna be booking it. Return to menu. Oh wait. Wait, Vex didn't get to pick. Auto Charge and Speed Up. Vex, is that a good choice, or... I have no idea if she's still watching. Stereo, you still watching? Okay. So are these good choices for power-ups? Speed Up and Auto Charge? Or you want to veto one of them and change it? Yes. Okay. Yes, I want to veto. Yes, it's fine. Who knows? We're going to hold down Select, L2, R2. To begin in, with remixed music, as well as the, helmetless Mega Man. So now I get to tell the story. In the year 2000XX, the world is living in peace. However, there's a rogue set of robot masters bound for rebellion, being cast out by Protoman. Seemingly, the end times are upon us. Dr. Light's kidnapped. Mega Man doesn't have the help he needs. And Mega Man's gotta put a stop to his only sibling. So, the subtitle in Japan is Rockman 5 Blues No Wanna, which means, it's like, essentially asking the question of, like, how could you Blues? Or how could you Protoman? If I had to pick a subtitle, it would be Mega Man 5 Protoman's Rebellion. That's my choice. This is the Speed Up. That's the Auto Charge. Like I said, we're gonna be schmoovin'. You guys wanted to see a schmoovin' Mega Man. We're schmoovin'. Just as a reminder, the Anniversary Collection used the PlayStation versions as like a base point, but then removed all the content that made those versions like interesting at all. And because they removed all that content, while we could have had all of the power-ups in that version of the game, we just don't. We could have had the boss rush, the mission mode, the extra life bars, the Pocket Station minigames on the Game Boy Advance, but nope. The Anniversary Collection was just done in a super lazy way that makes me go, why did you even bother? Like, it was so bad, even Capcom was like, we're doing the next one in-house and making it way better to make up to the fans. And the X Collection is definitely better. I'm still not quite sure which version of Battle of Chase I want to do. Foxino says, yeah! And Sasmog says, I would love a classic game about a rebellion group of robot masters that have, and have Wily be absent. Mega Man and Base, Challenger from the future. The entire Mega Man.exe franchise. Mega Man 0. Parts of Battle Network 5. I can keep going if you guys want. Anyways. This movement speed is messing with me. I'm gonna be honest. The movement speed, it do be messing. Like, now we get long jumps, like, stupid, crazy long jumps. To explore some of the horrors of the classic series would... sorry, I didn't get to fully read that. To explore some of the horrors of the classic series world, like the expiration dates, I will be talking about that when we get to Mega Man 9. Please do not spoil anything for the audience, because guess what? I have some choice words about Mega Man 9 as a whole, but its story is not one of the things I critique. The story in 9 is really good. Inti Creates knows how to do a darn good Mega Man story. Mega Man and Sonic, well, yeah. The Archie series is strange. Strange. Strange, but more fun. So who else doesn't love, crazy fast Mega Man? It's a world record! We're nowhere near a world record, I promise you. Because the expiration date thing is something that ends up becoming a necessity later on. It's not something that hits super close to home, but it ends up becoming a necessity due to a power problem. And even then, it wasn't a necessity, it was just that nobody was listening to the one person who had the solution. Oh, well, that wasn't the point, Saucemog. The point was not to, just treat them as a second class of citizen, or as tools, but it was legitimately just to prevent Dr. Wily from having the resources to build more robots, or to reuse robot masters for his nefarious deeds. Or anyone, for that matter. It was like, okay, if we scrap them after a specific date that everybody knows, and they have to be decommissioned, and their parts can be used elsewhere, we can cut down on waste, and this, that, and the other. The problem is that these robots do have personalities. If you didn't know any better, you'd think they're people. And, like, it's just sad. Just gonna slide our way in there. Gonna slide into your DMs like whoop. Like whoop! I'm here. Slide in like that moment somebody's having a day. Sup? I love the train mets. If somebody can find me a 3D model of the train met, I will straight up print the train met. The met has to be open now, like up. I will print it and paint it. And emotion. Reploids are practically people. And, yeah, they are. We'll get to the horrors of the Mega Man Zero franchise. Don't worry. Don't you worry. I'll get there. I love this entire franchise. But there are terrors in this series that the people just do not talk about enough. Jobs and homes and pets, and in the case of good old Andrew, a wife. At one point. And his story was based on a canceled Megaman.exe game, which is even crazier. Because it was a canceled game. And interests and free will. Because Reploids have free will. And by legends, the term for doctor, like a doctor and an auto mechanic are the same. Because that's how deeply ingrained everything is. Oh, man. Alright, now I gotta be extra freaking careful here, because Charge Man is... Charge Man's nuts. Up and over. Ah. Didn't happen. You guys ever seen that show, Fact or Fiction? That one? Total fiction. The writers' team fluffed that one up. Total fabrication. But I would love a Mega Man story about the role of robot masters in society. That would be interesting. That would be absolutely fascinating. I'd actually really want to see that. Granted, that's the whole point. That's like the whole big thing with Mega Man, is that like he has to struggle with that constantly. Like, these were machines built to serve first and foremost. They can't break their programming. All but one of them really has free will, and even then, he's bound to whatever his creators say. Although he can pick his own purpose, because, you know, he was built to be a son, rather than a mere robot master, which makes him something special. But everything else is just like, they have set purposes. Those tubes are glitchy. Mega Man got lucky. You're right, Mega Man did get lucky. The Robot Master, known as Rock, absolutely got lucky. He lucked out. You may have noticed Retro Achievements has not pinged anything right now. It's because I'm using a save file that's 100% complete. And I did that just more so for ease of convenience. I was so busy yesterday, I didn't get to, like, play 5 all the way through. So, instead of, like, doing a practice run or anything, I'm just like, you know what? Let's just go for it, see how it goes. We don't see a life of a regular Robot Master. We do in the Archie comics. We also do in Mega Man Fully Charged. Because the thing is about Fully Charged is that the Robot Masters there also don't have free will. They're bound by the same programming. So, I know a lot of people don't like that, but there's a lot of implications to this stuff. Also, Hypno Woman would be a awesome boss in the classic series. And the little Hypno Drone thing that she does would be a super fun weapon to use. Chemistry Man's, like, chemistry vials and beakers and stuff, that would be sick too. Honestly. In Archie, you think it's only Quake Woman? There's a whole issue about Roll and Splash Woman and Kalinka. There's a whole issue about Iceman, Quake Woman, and Mega Man. There's a whole freaking mini arc about Concrete Man and Guts Man. They did delve into those stories. I'm sorry to say. They did it. You forgot about those. Yeah, because the rest of the stories were really good, too. No, they delved into that story. They delved into that, which is the important thing. It's the cool thing. It's the cool thing to do. And she's like, Rock, I forgot about those. Sorry, I haven't read in a while. Neither have I. Those stories just kind of stuck with me. You're all good. Me just saying it, like, kind of like that is just me being a dork. Don't mind me. Slide. Dang it. I wanted to run out of slides. We got an ad starting soon, so we'll probably end up waiting on the stage select. Once again, though, thank you guys for watching the ads in the first place. It's super important. It means a ton. You guys are are helping me go to buy a house, which is just makes me happy. So thank you. What about Wily Robot trying to defect? Has that been done? The answer is no, but I'll wait till the ad's done. Remember, guys, you can subscribe to get rid of the ads. 15, 14, 13. Saucemog, I tend to wait. The ad says it should be finishing up now. Yeah, there it goes. No. I know you got an ad. So the answer to that is not seriously. Not taken seriously. So, King is a wily robot trying to defect, like to against everybody. It's like a rebellion. But Wily's like the key factor in that story. Like he's controlling the strings behind everything, and that's just kind of what he's doing. To test what happens when you give a robot more free will and more autonomy. Most likely to test out Zero's capabilities with that, like, okay, well, what if we just hide the evil intent? What if we hide that there? Like, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do Wily's will and Wily's bidding, but I'm not going to know Wily's behind it because I don't know Wily. I don't care. And it doesn't work, and Wily's like, dang it. It's literally just a test for Zero to see if Zero would do its thing. But other than that, you want it serious. Well, I'm trying to think here, because the only other type of rebellion that we've gotten is the Constellations. The Constellations rebellion against Earth. But that's like an intergalactic war. And Wily's not really behind that one as much. It's also not canon. Unless you want to... It's a different sequel to 8 that isn't canon. It's basically just a different take on 8. It's a different take on Mega Man 9 that's not canon. None of the other games do their thing, so... I mean, that's taken seriously, but that game is so hard to set up and get running and get playing in the first place that it might not really count. I would like to see Good Old Games translate that and actually put it out, because, you know, having an official release would be much, much nicer than some of the ways to play it. But that's like the closest we get. There we go. Man, this speed up is just crazy. Was not expecting it to go this hard. It feels like an Archie story because I don't know if you can do that in a game. Yeah, you can. You can. Absolutely you can. The story that I'm... Like, the story of, like... That... Because that game is a tactics game. Rockman Strategy is a strategy tactics game. And a darn good one, if that. But... I'll be honest... While it's an okay strategy game, like, it's pretty good, it's also, kind of a mess in terms of programming. As somebody who has looked through the code to try to figure out when audio files play, it's like, yeah, no, it's a freaking mess on the back end. I had to break my own copy just to get it to run, and then I couldn't put it back together because it was like, well, if I put it back together, I can run it. Luckily, it's a pirated copy, so I was just basically running on track play here when, and I was looking for specific Chinese characters. But, I don't know. I've played it before. It's alright. I feel like you could do better. You could also do worse. I think Rockman Strategy deserves a remake. Maybe you can make it 8 or 16-bit, but like, or use new 3D models, but it needs a remake. The character of Fan shows up in that game, but she really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of it. How are we doing on letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that checks out, because we got 3 masters left. But yeah, no, the story can be done. It's just a matter of... I don't know why I was holding down the charge button. It doesn't do anything. We've got charge. Like, what? Oh, man. So we've done this. This stage is going to be done in, like, less than 3 minutes, which is... We did it. Oh, yeah. No, you can do a lot of interesting stuff with the Mega Man franchise as a story, and I feel like 5 is where they start really taking that story a bit more seriously, and, like, really looking at it. Like, Wily is vengeful against Cossack because of slights that happened in the past that we don't see in games. Fine. Wily is slightful to Protoman for defecting at the end of near the end of Mega Man 4. And then at the end of 5, he basically just uses the entire X Foundation against themselves in 6. In 7, it's like, I'm out, I'm gonna do it again, you can't stop me. In 8, it's like, I found a new tech, let's go for that, let's use this. In Mega Man and Base, it's that, like, running tests for Zero. Same with Power Battles and Power Fighters. It's like, okay, these are all tests for his new robot, his new generation of robot. So, I mean, I don't know. Wily's just got a new motive, like... But it's a motive that makes sense. It's a motive that adds character. And I think it's a motive that makes Dr. Wily one of the villains that, much like Dr. Eggman, matters a whole heck of a lot in the grand scheme of the franchise. Even if you don't really care for the characterization, you still gotta admit, it's a pretty good characterization. I will say, 5 is pretty good, but I am getting tired of playing Mega Man back to back. I am gonna be honest. I am excited about playing Sonic tomorrow. I'll take the letter, and I'll take the death. Why not? We've been moving really fast throughout this entire second run here. Wonder why. Anyways, jokes aside, everybody in chat enjoying themselves? Anybody got anything interesting happening? Did I already talk about the Pokemon stuff today? Pretty sure I did. You love Shadow Generations? I like Shadow Generations too. It's good. I did that I did a stream of that on YouTube, but I'll get to do another one here on Twitch, which will make things even cooler. Because that means that I get a whole new group of people to hang out and talk about Sonic with. Honestly, I'm really hoping that the Sonic stuff does well on here. Terraman's down. I think it's on the level of Generations. I don't think Generations was all that great to begin with. I think Frontiers is better. As a whole, I think Frontiers is a better Sonic Adventure than Sonic Adventure 1 is. And that is crazy, because I love Sonic Adventure. Oh man, I get to play Sonic Adventure again. That's gonna be really fun. I have like a whole spreadsheet of like games I want to cover and like how I'm gonna cover them. As for doing like the adventure games again, I think this next time around, I'm probably going to use my I don't know. How do you guys want me to cover it? Because like the Steam copies of Adventure 1 and 2 that I have, they work, but the graces of time and Windows updates have not been kind to it. I'm using Telegram for more than Furry. I'm using Telegram for Furry. That's it. That's why I use Telegram. Is for Furry. That's it. It's so I can talk to people, sell commissions, hang out, do a little bit more than business, because I generally just do business on Discord. But it's mostly just business. It's mostly just like, I'm doing it for the Furry. Using Telegram for more than Furry, though. What is that supposed to mean? You're doing a joke about the hot take? Here's a hot take, Dr. Cossack. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I feel like a rambling idiot right at the moment. You know, I was never... For those just sticking around, this is running like a Sonic game, and it's kind of just like, how fast can we move through Mega Man 5? It's like, I don't know, but we're going for it. There's only so many ways to play Mega Man 5. Five giant rings. What, I didn't have 50 rings to go to the next special stage. Heck, I barely had the health to get to the next stage, too. Me starting silly jokes aside, we've made it to Crystal Man again. Use new tank. Switch back to gyro. Slide. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, oh gosh. I'm trying to think about stuff to talk about here. I guess I could talk about the fact that I got commissioned to make somebody their first persona, and I'm very happy about that. Walter said, oh yeah, also I dissected a heart today. Ooh, what kind of heart did you dissect? For those who don't know, I'm a dumb science nut. Like, you tell me something that you did something like science-wise, like either computer science or actual science, and like, yeah, no, that's cool. Pig heart. Yeah, that makes sense. When I was in biology class, we had to do a bunch of different dissections. We had to dissect a worm. We had to dissect a frog. We had to dissect a couple of different insects, and we had to dissect a type of heart, but I don't remember what it was. Furries are for. I'm assuming you mean easiest. Or easily. Furries are easily the nicest people or have an insane amount of skeletons in their closet. Gonna be honest. There are some that are just bad shit crazy. And spark a lot of drama. And those ones drive me nuts because I'm like, how? Why did you let your life get this way? I try my best to be the nicest I can be. I don't hide too much of my life to anybody in particular. I like my privacy is next to the next person, but you know. But yeah, no. Batshit insane or super nice? Manu says, silly bunny man! Silly cat man. Doing a silly bunny thing. Welcome, Manu. Lovely to have you. Always good to see you. I don't know if you were here for the last time around. We got another ad popping up in like 12 seconds, so give it a minute, but we're affiliated on here now. I don't know if you were here for that. Basically, the closest equivalent our teacher could get was it vivisectioned. Neat. Neat. Silly Bunny Man doing a run through Mega Man 5 with a super speed power up and way too crutch craziness. Sasmog, you said you discovered a network of not good furries. It was freaking crazy. Yeah, I believe it. Manu says, yeah, the goat explained. Yeah! Everything was connected? It sounds like you're going on conspiracy theories. But I'm going to let the ad run. But yeah, we can take donations and everything else. It felt like a conspiracy. I'd believe it. I'd also believe that you sound a little crazy when you're talking about it. No offense. I'm just saying. It sounds nutty when you put it that way. But yeah, Manu, we can take donations and stuff. I've set up a couple of goals for the follower count and the bit bar down there, so that's what we're doing. Haven't gotten any bits yet, but yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna let the ad play for a second. Need to take a drink. What are bits? Well, Manu, type out in chat if you can still hear me. Is that a form of donation? Yes, it is. Oop, ad. Yep. I'm gonna wait for the meter to pull down and then I'll explain. I've not really understood bits either. Okay. Alright. Okay, so bits are a form of donation. You can also subscribe to me. If you've got Amazon Prime, you can actually subscribe for free, which also pays me directly. So, but bits are are basically, 1 bit is like 0.01 cent. The meter below my head right now is for a $10 goal. It's the first goal that they set for you. You can set your own. I left it at the 10 because I was like, you know what? $10 isn't a whole lot. So $10 worth of bits would end up in my pocket. Ad revenue, I only get 30 cents, 38 cents for an average of 6 people watching over the course of a 4-hour stream in one day. So that means I only make 38 cents every time. Subscriptions, rather than follows, are... so following is free, but a subscription would, give me money and also allow me to take a better cut of the ad revenue. So, on top of... So it basically double supports the channel. Donating bits is like, here's a little bit of money, and then once that is filled up, I actually get a payout of that. And, yeah. So says, I was about to complete a race and Lego game, then I got stuck on a wall. Oh, I feel that. If you want to donate with an Amazon Prime link, your Amazon account to your Twitch, link your Amazon to your Twitch. That'll allow you to subscribe to the one person for free, but it still supports them. Well, there are a lot of layers to the streaming thing. Yeah, essentially, so long as you guys are interacting in chat, using bits, using donations, using the channel points that pop up at the bottom of the chat, you can help. So far, I've made 60 cents within the last 2 days. This stream, I'll probably end up with only about 20 cents just because it's probably not going to take me 4 hours to play Megaman 5. So, I am trying to get donations and stuff because that also helps promote me on Twitch's side of things, too. And for doing subscriptions and stuff, you guys also get emotes out of it. So that little emoticon that Karmic just posted is an emote. And the first one we have right now is Eggy. We've also got Goat Touch Grass, which is pending approval, but I'm sure it'll get approved. Since it's very safe for work. It's just a goat. It's just my goat on grass. And how do channel points come in all this? So channel points allow you to interact with the streamer, highlight your text. So if the stream's going super fast, when you use your channel points to highlight text, it's pinned. So I have to read it. Like, it's right there in my face. It's easier to read, it doesn't blend in with everybody else's stuff. Channel points can also be used to interact with my VTuber model, but I do not have any of that set up at the moment. And when you get enough of them, you can also unlock the emote for the stream, but only for the stream. If you subscribe, you have the emote until you unsubscribe. Or at least that's how I understand it. But channel points are essentially just use them to interact with the streamer, and the more of them get used, the more it'll appear that people are actually interested in the stream and what's going on in the stream and everything else. Basically, if you use channel points, it tells the Twitch algorithm to show me to more people. If you subscribe and stuff, it tells Twitch that I'm a good streamer and also pays me money. If you watch an ad, that pays me a fraction of a fraction of a dollar. Sorry if it is a bit boring, but I genuinely did not know that information. Thanks for explaining. Not a problem, actually, because I haven't been over any of this stuff yet. But yeah, since Twitch is owned by Amazon, your Amazon Prime account can actually help, like, support me, which is really, really cool. So if you have Amazon Prime, at any point in the future, or end up with like a free Prime Day or something, you can actually subscribe to me for free for a little while, and I get the money that would usually come from that. So, I can also gift subscriptions, but that costs me money. Like, that actually does charge me the $5 or $10 or however much it is to do it. But if we get enough people on, like, the tier 1 or 2 subscription, it also lowers the amount of money that Twitch gets out of the equation. Because right now, it's a 50-50 split. But if we can get up to, like, tier 2, it's a 60-40 split. If I get, or tier 1, if we can get up to tier 1, it's a 60-40. If we get up to tier 2, then it's a, 70-30, and then tier 3 is 80-20. So that is another way to that also goes to help. So essentially, subscriptions do like 4 separate things that are super positive for a streamer, and also takes Twitch out of the equation a little bit to give better payouts than YouTube would. But on average, at starting rate, it's about on par with YouTube. But it's important that I get you guys to interact and have fun. Karmic says, rah, 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 rah. Yes. Good job. Revolt says, rather interesting, actually. Yeah, so that is why it's really important. And I don't, by the way, I do not get any payout of any of my stuff until I hit a $50 threshold. So essentially, I have to make at least $50 before I get any money from any of this. But it continues to carry over month to month and day to day. So it's not like I need to make 50 bucks right now or else I'm going to die. It's like, I need to make 50 bucks so I can actually, you know, pull the money out of Twitch. Because otherwise they don't see it as worth it to give the smaller donation amounts right away. Which is odd, but understandable for tax purposes. And that is just something that I know. Would you play Lego Marvel with a co-host? Because that would be a fun stream. I would absolutely play Lego Marvel with a co-host. Of course, I'll play any game with a co-host. Because I really like having co-hosts. I think I do better on stream generally when I have a co-host. Mostly because I think that having somebody with me to pal along with and chat with helps. I think the chat helps a ton too, but yeah. Yeah. Just little bits here and there, and it just all goes to help, which is awesome. You do that with your bestie? Awesome. Well, if I ever get to know you more, and and we end up doing those games, and you want to like join, if I know you better by that point, maybe I'll let you on. Who knows? I've been saying for a while now that it's like, well, I'll let people join if they want. It is fun with another. Makes a lot of silly stories and inside jokes too. Exactly. We already have a bunch of those from YouTube, but I want to make more here because they're great. And I like having Casey on usually, but lately she's just been kind of bailing on all of it, and I'm like, I think she's just giving up. Has me kind of worried. Granted, I also think that she's upset that I'm on Twitch to begin with instead of sticking with YouTube. She says she's happy for me, but her attitude towards the whole thing just says otherwise. Got me a little worried sometimes. I like Case, but I worry. So the one thing I didn't mention about this, the PlayStation version of Mega Man, of the Mega Man games, is that there's this Navi mode, which is what we're playing now, because it's a port, not a emulation, and that allows me to get power-ups. That's why I have the auto charge, which automatically charges my Buster when I'm on the Buster, and I have the speed booster, and I let you guys pick the power-ups. So, perhaps they have something on their mind. Something like she could use a pal, a cup of coffee, a round of Man of Mega. Yeah. Well, I do my best to help her with that stuff, but like most of the time, my help is like limited. She usually doesn't like what I have to say about it, and that's mostly because I come at it from a different angle than she does. But I'm a different person than she does, so I like to think that I help, but oftentimes I probably don't. And it's not because I don't mean to, it's just because she sees things very, very differently to me. And I have to remember that. And sometimes I forget that. And I probably have forgotten it in the last little while, that she doesn't always see the world in the same light as me, and it probably has caused some friction. And maybe eventually we'll iron it out. Casey's still a great friend, and a wonderful person, and you guys should follow her, because she, you know, she helped me set up this whole thing, so it's important. It's important that we share the love. Alright. I forget which one this is. Which Dark Man is this? It's the gray one. Quick Charge and Auto Charge are great combinations together. I do not remember which one of these things was his weakness. That seemed to do something. Napalm Bomb's useful. It's doing more than 1 damage, so I'll take it. All we can do is try. Absolutely. So when I get my PS5, I'll get Lego Marvel. So you and Grayson can play it? Nice. That'll be fun. See, the thing about PS5 is that it plays PS4 games wonderfully. My PS5 is like one of those like beautiful little consoles that I play every now and again. It is my Street Fighter 6 machine. It is my Mega Man like physical copy library, because I have all of these games physically on PlayStation 4. So, you know, well then they should watch the stream. Hang out. Get a different perspective on video games. Could be fun. Honestly, I'm trying to get more people from Sammy's server and stuff in the watch. I honestly think that most of the groups that I'm a part of, usually most of the time it's like, yeah, it's a good time. There's been a couple of people where I'm like, I don't really know about you, but okay. Twitch doesn't work on this prehistoric phone. Have them follow on a computer then. Have them subscribe to the YouTube channel. The Twitch streams do go up on the YouTube channel like a day or two, or a week later, so. Like tomorrow I'm uploading the Mega Man 3 stream that we did straight to YouTube. I got the thumbnail for that and everything. Next week I'm uploading the entirety of Tuesday's stream that we did. Just because Twitch doesn't work doesn't mean I don't cater to the YouTube audience still. Just because I'm partnered on here doesn't mean I don't want to still, like, let everybody know that I exist on other platforms. Cross-promotion marketing stuff is not usually my forte. I'm not good at it. But I've been trying. I've been getting better. It started with Twitter, then Blue Sky, YouTube, Discord. Honestly, it probably started with Discord, if you want to count that as a platform. Started Discord and Telegram. But, then I made a Twitter, and then we did, you know, everything else. Now I'm using the YouTube to promote the Twitch, even though originally I was using everything else to promote the YouTube. Which I know sounds really stupid when I put it that way, but that's how my life has worked right now. It's very strange. And honestly, I don't mind it. Also, you say prehistoric phone. I rocked the same phone for 7 years. It was slow, it was old, and it was dying. I've still got it laying around somewhere. But it wasn't like, oh, I was stuck on a contract, so I couldn't switch. It was like, no. I just took really good care of my phone and just did not feel like buying a new one. It's trying to go. Man. Sounds like you just described you? No. I like to keep my electronics going good for a long while. You've seen the crazy collection I've got. And everything in my collection works, so I make sure that, like, even minor hardware like my phone, I make sure it still works years and years down the line. I'm probably gonna use the be right back screen. I kinda gotta use the restroom soon. Maybe coffee was not a good idea? But I don't want to lose everybody, so maybe we'll wait till the credits pop up. Since we're not that far away. Uses it for music? I feel that. I used to use the PSP for music. So, like, I get that. By the way, there is one spot where if you get stuck, he just can't hit you, and you're just gonna be permanently stuck in this boss fight. I don't know if they fixed that in this one, but I know they didn't in the Legacy Collection, because that's like just a straight NES emulation. Casey hopped in the shower, just heads up. Ah, okay. I'm glad to know that she's home. That's at least something. Forever stuck. I didn't even know she was home yet. Okay. I did not mean to do that. I was like, oh yeah, let's just stop myself from game overing while we're in between stuff. And then now we're back here. It's alright, I can wait till after the stream. I can hold it. Two very different silly ways to beat that boss. Buster only, and with its weakness. Alright. Protoman's fortress is so freaking goofy. It's like, Protoman would not have a fortress that looks like this. Sorry. I don't think he'd even have a fortress. The, Hitoshi Ariga ended up making him a kind of like a homeless bum. Alright, game. Alright. Huh. Well, none of the weapons will do that. Alright, we'll just fly on up. I'm gonna use... Rush Coil here. Never mind. Super Arrow. This room is really glitchy because of how it's programmed. It just straight up likes to act weird. Near-death experiences are funny. Funny Mega Man with a near-death experience. Oh, joy. Oh, look! It's Protoman, except... not. Also, the charge sound effect just keeps playing. Auto charge will do funny things to you. Alright. Pull out beat. And then the goal is survive. He's not too difficult of a pattern when you understand it. Did I get hit? I think I got hit once. Right? Yeah, I got hit once. That wasn't bad. I think that's probably one of the better Darkman runs I've ever done. I'll take it. It worked. I'll take it. Alright. Wily curses Protoman. Because Dr. Wily's a witch doctor now. Closes up the capsule, flies away. Now we're on to his side of things. We got 9 people watching. You guys are awesome. Thanks for sticking around, guys. If any of you guys are new viewers, please drop a follow. If you can't subscribe, at least follow. It helps me out. Plus, when that meter down there fills up, we're playing Sonic, or no, we're playing The Legend of Zelda. We're already playing Sonic Genesis. So, next stream's going to be tomorrow, Sonic 1, and then Monday I'm doing Sonic Genesis, and then Tuesday I think I'm doing Megaman.exe. Or maybe no, wait, no, it's the Game Boy games. I think we're doing the Game Boy games. I don't know, I have a list of, like, the order I'm playing things in. We're also doing Sonic 2 next week. So you get a double dosing of Sonic next week. And a double dosing of Mega Man. And maybe something else, I don't know. There's 5 days in a week. That accounts for 4 of them. I'm 100% the best level in, you 100% the best level in the game? Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome, awesome. I'm gonna probably end up doing some crazy 100% stuff later on in the future. Isn't it awesome, Possum? Sometimes. You know what my favorite thing to do, though, was? We did a Mario 64 run. Me and Casey did. On YouTube. Right? Some of you guys were there. We did a Mario 64 run that was 100% in 5 hours. Now, Casey's a speedrunner, and we were, you know, going back and forth. If you play it, go in spoiler-free. I will. Don't worry. I've never played it before, but if I play it, I'll go in spoiler-free. Don't worry. My sister loves the Lego games, so most of the time, if there is a Lego game that's not Lego Star Wars, she will play it. Like, she owns Lego Harry Potter. She's not even a Harry Potter fan. She just likes the memes. My sister's much older than me. Things I haven't mentioned about her. Did you know she's a clown? Like, yeah, I know I look like a clown, but I'm actually based on, like, prisms and light and stuff. My sister is a clown. Straight up. An awesome clown. She's cool. It's so peak. Yeah, the tops of mountains will be that. Sorry, that one was a bad joke. It was right there. It was right there. It's better than the main game. Dang. You know, I've played games like that where the post-game is just way better than everything else in the entire game, and there's no getting around it. Alright. And in we go. Now we're on to fighting Big Pets. I mentioned earlier, but Big Pets is based on an enemy that comes out of pits. And Pets is the enemy that he's spewing out of his head to launch down at us. There's a bug out there where the entirety of his, like, sections will disappear. It's a loading error. It has nothing to do with, like, a dirty cartridge ROM or anything like that. It is just straight up a loading error. It's not something that will happen in the PlayStation version of the game. And I don't know if it happens in the Anniversary Collection, because that game's that messes with the code of all of the games to a point where it might as well be considered its own version, but I hate it. Better than the main game, has more variety, because it's just slice of life, where the game is limited by the story. Interesting. Interesting. You know what? Other games pretty limited by its story. I feel like a lot of Zelda games are limited by the story. Like, the stories are good in most Zelda games, but I feel like there's a few where it's like, you limited yourself with just the concept alone. And then, like, when writing the story, you like, drop the ball. Like, oof. Very few Zelda games do I feel that way about, but there is a select few. But I'll save my thoughts on those when we actually, you know, play The Legend of Zelda and play all of that series, because I love Zelda. Legend of Zelda and Mega Man were my two, like, high school video games that I just played nonstop. You know, Mega Man because I was, like, dedicated. Like, this franchise just means a lot to me. But Zelda, on the other hand, it was like, some YouTubers introduced me, and I'm like, okay, I'll take your word for it that Majora's Mask's pretty good. And then I played Zelda 1 for the first time and went, I like this series. And now I have Mega Man Legends 1 and 2, and they are my favorite Zelda games. I don't care what anybody says, Mega Man Legends 1 and 2 are both Zelda games. You can't convince me otherwise. Yeah, but the Darkman robot is, so I put the title today as Setup and Payoff. And you guys might be wondering, what's Setup and Payoff? Well, in Mega Man 2, there's hologram robots. In Mega Man 3, there's more hologram robots, but this time they're kind of smaller, and they're in the stages. In Mega Man 4, they used the holograms to disguise the whole room. It's like to cloak Wily in darkness. In Mega Man 5, that thing on top of all of the Darkman robots' heads is actually intended to be a hologram machine. It looks the same, it acts the same, it's a hologram machine. And that's because they have to hologram themselves to look like Protoman to cause more disaster and chaos to soil Protoman's reputation. Then if Protoman at all interacts with Mega Man before getting to the castle, they'd fight. Zelda 1's story is limited by the intro being written like I wrote it. Zelda 1's intro is limited by NES limitations. Zelda 1's story itself is in the manual. And it's a lovely story. Link saves Impa. Link is just a wandering swordsman in training. The land of Hyrule is in destruction. The king, the prince of Hyrule was transformed into Ganon because of his greed, the greed of his heart. and has kidnapped Princess Zelda to try to get the Triforce of Power. The King of Hyrule is since deceased due to Ganon's return, and the people of Hyrule were turned to stone by magic, by the magic of the Triforce of Power. The Triforce of Wisdom was split up, causing more chaos amongst the land, but stopping Ganon from being able to claim full power. Zelda 1, as a story, super cool. It's like Super Mario Bros., where it's like, the Toads were transformed into blocks and bricks. The Toads were kidnapped. The princess has been kidnapped. The Power Stars have been imprisoned. Like, there's so much good storytelling, and the king of the Mushroom Kingdom is missing. And it's like, yeah, he stays missing throughout the rest of the Mario series. But the king exists, and he's still alive because Princess Peach is still a princess. She's not the queen. It's why she's still princess in the Mario movie. It's because, well, her dad's still gotta be out there somewhere. And maybe we'll find out that he was the king of the Mushroom Kingdom. You never know. I think Wily was doing that out of spite for Light and what you said. Yeah, probably. But still. He went for the milk and never returned. Listen, my dad didn't go for the milk. I just left and he didn't say come back. He said, sorry you feel this way. Gave me a card. Me and my dad have since made up. I think my dad's pretty cool. My dad's a good person. It's actually surprising how much of a smart person my dad is. He makes some dumb choices sometimes, yeah, but so does everybody. But my dad's also the first man to admit that he's wrong in a room. If he's wrong, he will admit it, because he does not care about being... He cares less so about, like, being right all the time, and more so that, like, everybody gets the right answer. Now you're sad? I'm sorry. No, my dad was just trying to... My dad was trying to do a bit of like, alternative parenting. I'll say, for lack of a better term. Yes. Okay, so my dad, in fact, told me this. I was 8. My dad was grieving. Or, no, I was 9. I was 9 years old, because the divorce had already happened and everything else. So, I was getting bad grades in school. The divorce had just happened. My dad was still grieving his father's passing. So, my grandfather had died. The last thing my dad said to him was, don't go, I'll never see you again. And it crushed my dad. When only like a week or two later, my grandfather passed away on the lawnmower, and all my dad had to do was show up and mow the lawn and check for groundhogs, and it wouldn't have happened. And my dad, in his grieving state, saw my bad grades, got pissed off, and said that nobody would show up to my funeral. And it hurt a lot. We were in a yelling match. He was yelling at me. I wasn't really listening or paying attention. I didn't understand anything really that great. My dad was still dealing with a lot of anger issues. Some of the same anger issues that I've had to deal with myself. And honestly, he was in a bad state, and so was I. My dad has since apologized by that, because he didn't mean to hurt me like that. And I know he didn't. Because I know what it's like to lose somebody. I mean, heck, I lost my grandfather at the same time too. While I didn't know him like my dad, because I was only like 9. He's still an important person to me. My grandfather was like the glue that held my family together. And without him, it kind of fell apart. Luckily, I've been learning how to be my own glue for my own family. Like, keeping everybody around and mostly happy. I can't be perfect, but I try. It's probably what makes me pretty good at building this community up for, lack of a better term. But yeah, no, I just... It hurt my dad. My dad lashed out, hurt me, and it was a lose-lose all around. But I took it to heart, and after a couple of weeks of me being like, well, my dad said it, so it must be true, I went, heck no. I can prove him wrong. And from there, I started working on scripting videos and stuff. Ideas, stuff that would stick with that stuff. And I just realized there was an ad going for that entire time, so I don't know what you guys heard and didn't hear, but... Or maybe now it's going. Alright, we're back. I don't know how much, I don't know where it cut off for you guys, but no, like I was saying, my dad hurt me, and after enough time of thinking about it, I started to actually try to take his word to heart, but prove him wrong. All the while. And that was my first bit of, like, you can do things to spite people. You can do things out of spite for a positive. For both yourself and the other people around you. You don't have to just do it out of spite and meanness. You can do it because you're like, no, I'm going to do it because it proves you wrong and it hurts nobody. Understanding my dad's point of view of where he was at was important, and I wouldn't have seen that for another couple of years. But honestly, for me personally, understanding and knowing that that I could prove him wrong, I could start scripting videos, I could start writing stuff, I could start making plans for the future to make a YouTube channel, to work on comic books, to work on video games, and that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. I decided, you know what, screw it. Screw him. I can prove him wrong. And I built a little community here on Twitch. I built part of the community on YouTube. I've worked on comic books a little bit, for indie comics, for webs. I've made video games, before, with Spiral Path, and I've worked on stuff like Ojo's and other canceled fan games. I've pitched up stuff to bigger companies, even if they did get rejected. I still tried. I did more than what my dad thought I was gonna do, and I think that was the point of it, was to motivate me. But it didn't motivate me until a couple years later. The important thing to remember is that sometimes people just say things and they don't take others into account. But the important thing is to remember that you don't always have to take it to heart. It makes me wonder if the person who called... Probably. That's probably why it hurt so badly. But understanding why it hurt is only part of the fight with that. Understanding why it hurt is important, but also understanding that it can get better, and that it doesn't have to always stay hurting, is important. You can turn around and make a negative a positive. Things don't always have to stay the same. Being perfect is impossible. Only can ideas that doing your best is hard, and many times you'll fail. But we must continue to try and be the best we can be. Exactly. Even if you fail, at least you tried. What I heard before was in interviews for job interviews, right? 90% of the applicants who apply for a job will not show up for the interview. They will just apply and move on with their day. They'll either find a job elsewhere, they'll get an unemployment thing, or something else will happen. And that's just the way they'll do, right? Better opportunities come around. People don't always have to, go to an interview even if it's scheduled. But since like 80 to 90% of the people don't show up for those interviews, then why you might as well show up, right? What's the worst that can happen? They say, sorry, Chief, not this time. But you know what? If that's the worst they can say, might as well go for it. Because yeah, it'll hurt a little bit, but you'll learn something about yourself. You'll learn something about the roles that are played at like a company or something like that. You can learn from that rejection. You miss every shot you don't take is the truest line that I've ever heard. And if you don't think it's true, then you haven't experienced enough life yet. And I promise that you should take that lesson to heart. Trying is hard, but not trying is an easy path to failure. So, if your dad said something mean to you, just remember, like, if people around you are saying mean things, just remember that it says more about them that they are thinking that way than it says about you. And if you can take your lessons and experience from those moments and go, okay, but am I actually? Is that the truth? And if there's some merit in it, yeah, maybe you should change a little bit. Like, no permanent solution for a temporary problem fix, but like, yeah, maybe I could seek some therapy. Yeah, maybe I could go and get some medication. Like, that's stuff that's, like, fixable. But, other things, like, about, like, feeling down about it, like, constantly, that's rough. But that's also part of giving up before you've even begun. And that's, like, a shame. So, if you're feeling down in the dumps about whatever's going on in your life, and you're just like, people are mean, and I don't understand why, and all they can tell me is that I'm a piece of shit, it's like, okay, but am I? Like, look at it and just go, okay, well, in the past week, how have I been a piece of shit? If I was in the shoes of the other person, would I feel this way? And if the answer that you come to is, no, I'm not a piece of shit, I didn't do any of those bad things that they're saying, I'm not that bad, then the answer is, then you don't have to change for somebody else. They just have to see your point of view. And then all that takes is sitting down and talking. And if they don't want to talk about it, then that's fine. That says more about them. That means they don't want to learn, they don't want to grow. But if you want to learn and grow, just go for it. Revolta says, I did that literally just a few days ago. Yeah, I do it all the time. I do it all the time. I sit and I reflect on my stuff. I have to manage, like, a lot of different emotions all at once. And it's tricky. But I'll be honest, I think that it's okay. I think it's okay to have, like, those bad days. It's okay to have the good days. For those wondering about Mega Man 5, though, we're not quite done yet. We're doing some of the missions in mission mode. There's not that many of them in this game. The PlayStation games only have, like, 3 or 4 missions, so... Oh, we got 11 people watching. Thank you guys so much. If any of you guys could drop a follow or subscribe and whatnot, that'd be awesome. We're growing a little community. Tomorrow is my birthday, and we're doing Sonic 1, so... Yeah. But no, if you're having a rough time, just remember, you can always learn from the situation. Even if you're not the one being called out, you can always learn from it. And learning from it is the more important part of being an adult. And being a mature adult about things. So. Yeah, no, that's my advice. That is my advice. It's my little nugget of wisdom for you guys. Always learn to grow and improve yourself. And if you're taking that time, an extra step, and every now and again getting a second opinion about yourself from, like, a trusted person that you actually, like, feel safe around, then that's the important part. Because if you can judge yourself as not the asshole every single time, you can totally walk around it. But if you talk to somebody about a situation and you're like, you know what? No, I don't think I feel right. I don't know if I talked myself into not being the asshole, but I am. And then you talk to them and you see what they think, and if they say maybe, I can say then like, okay, yeah, there's some merit there. And maybe I should change. But if the merit is no. But if they come back with a no, that was weird, then I think you're fine. And that's just kind of how it goes. I reflect a lot, but I only focus on the bad. Then focus on the good sometimes. And maybe the important thing to note is, Sasmon, sometimes you don't need to reflect. If you're always reflecting on the bad, then all you're going to end up doing is making yourself depressed. And that's just something that happens. But if you focus on some of the good, or don't reflect every now and again, you'll probably feel a little better about yourself. I'm gonna be honest. Cutting yourself a little bit of slack every now and again is really important for mental health. And I think it's something that a lot of people lack. And it's an important lesson to learn, especially for young people. And honestly, it took me a long time to learn to cut myself some slack. Sometimes I still don't cut myself some slack. But the older I get, the more I'm learning that I can cut myself a little bit of slack. I can say, you know what, no. I do deserve the nice thing every now and again. You know what, no, I do deserve to be a dick every now and again, because sometimes the positive of that is going to outweigh the negative. It's going to outweigh me, like, exhausting all of my resources that I have. My energy, my time, my money. And maybe that amount of peace of mind that I'm getting from that moment may feel like too much. But if you explain it in a kind way, rather than just being a complete jerk, oftentimes you can walk away feeling like, okay, I'm doing the right thing, but I'm also cutting myself enough slack to where I feel comfortable with myself. So if you're only reflecting on the bad, just remember to also reflect on the good, because that is like literally the number one most important part of mental health, is to not only, better yourself, but take note of where your positives are. And if you lose sight of those positives, just remember that that those positives are there. There's got to be at least a couple. And if you're only coming up with negatives, you need to look at yourself and go, no, maybe that's not the case. There's got to be at least some amount of positive to everybody. And I promise you, even if you don't see it, somebody else will see it. My husband saw more positive in me when we started dating than I saw in myself. So, like, that's just something that happened. And that's something that changed a lot of my outlook on life, and a lot of my opinions on self-reflection. But that is the massive part of that is a massive part of self-care. That is a massive part of being a good person, and that is a massive part of all of this that most people just overlook. And I think it shouldn't be overlooked, because it's very, very important. So we're gonna jump into mission mode now. Oh man, they got some pretty good times on here. But yeah, no, if you're feeling down in the dumps, just remember to cut yourself some slack. It's important. We're still gonna have the same chips as we chose before, so this will probably go pretty quick. Could probably honestly change out the chips. Hey chat, do you guys want to switch out chips? Since we're getting back to the game here real quick. And for those just joining us, we're playing the PlayStation 1 version of Mega Man 5, known as Rockman 5 Complete Works. It is a really cool version. Plusmog says, nah. Nah. You know what that reminds me of? Hey Tony, can I get a cheese? Yeah. Yeah, sure, you can get a cheese pizza. What do you want on it? Well, hold the sauce. Yeah? Hold the sauce. And hold the crust. Hold the crust? Hey Jimmy, can I get a cheese with none? None? It's not nah, it's none? You know, I never plan on ever having kids, honestly. That's one of the things that I've said to myself. Enough of you guys have said that I should have kids. though. Like, you guys, some of you guys have said some stuff in the past, like, you'd be a good dad, and I'm like, I think you're wrong. I think I'd be a terrible father. I think I'd be worse than my own dad. Which, he's not a bad guy, but he wasn't a great dad. That's the weirdness of it. You're grinding in the overworld so I can unlock more bonus content. Nice, nice, nice. I'm, doing the mission mode of Mega Man 5 because he is goofy. Mission complete. Destroy Big Pets is the next mission. Once again, this isn't going to take me very long. You're good at consoling people who are young. Well, yeah, because I remember what it's like being young. I remember what it's like being, you know, smaller than everybody else. Being looked down upon. I grew out my long hair so I could attract guys in school. I went to some pretty dark places growing up. Some of those dark places, you know, aren't fun. But you know what? I came out at the other side, so if I came out the other side, then I might as well find some positives in it to teach people some stuff. The important thing to note is, like, I have taken note in my own life that, hey, most young people don't have anywhere to go. The only spot they have anymore is online spaces, so they're invading more adult spaces. So they need more adult role models to look up to be good people. Because otherwise, they're going to get the jaded jerks who, you know, don't actually give a shit and just want them gone. Like, I've seen skate parks get shut down and demolished. I've seen malls close, even though all they had to do was, you know, put in shops people would actually want to go to. I've seen, like... I've seen stuff happen where it's like, you know what? No, if young people just had places to go and people to talk to, they'd turn out better. So, for me, it's like, all I have to do is remember what it was like to be that age at that time and give the best advice I can for the situation I hear about. Consoling young people isn't hard. It's just a matter of remembering that people are people, and kids are people too. They're not the smartest people. In fact, they're downright stupid. But being dumb is fixable. There's a reason we have school. There's a reason we have education. And being dumb emotionally or mentally at a certain state is fine. It's part of learning. It's part of making mistakes. The important part is getting back up. And consoling a young person is all about encouraging them to get back on that horse and try again. Rather than be completely mean to them, it's better to be encouraging. Most young people hate it when older folks are mean to them. Like, Square One. I kind of only got adult people with Mega Man? Well, honestly, it's probably because this franchise hasn't had that many new games in a while. And we're back. Thank you for watching the ad. Thank you for helping support the channel. But yeah, so Samog, you say you only got adult people with Mega Man. Well, that's because they don't really make new Mega Man games all too often, and there's not enough young people that have taken up an interest in the series because of that. It's a niche. Like, people were shocked when Mega Man 11 only sold like 2 million as of recently. And it's like, but these are good numbers for the Mega Man franchise. That's how, like, low we are compared to something like a Sonic. Battle the Darkman robots. Sure, why not? Revolta says, anyways, I miss having long hair. I feel that. As somebody with long hair, I like having long hair. I've been thinking about cutting it and doing a different style. But it's kind of a veto of 2-1 at the current moment on whether or not we do that. Wait, is it just the first? Is it just battle the first one? It's not move on to the next, or okay, it is move on to the next. Saucemonk says, I mean, most people in the Megaman community are mature, but there are bad apples. There are bad apples in every community. I mean, heck, the Sonic community is full of, like, very strange apples. And a couple oranges. Every community is going to have its good with its bad. But people are people, so people can be multifaceted. The good can be bad, and the bad can be good. Sometimes it's needed, sometimes it's not. But, gonna be honest, most of the time, it's just a thing. Neither one nor the other. And I think it's okay to be like that. But the Mega Man community is mature in this way because there are a lot of older folks. I mean, heck, the series is going on 40 here soon. All you see is the messed up stuff or the silly stuff. All I've been seeing lately is silly stuff and hope that there's a new game. No, I'm not taking that death. Like, there's been stuff with, like, Reploid Revo and whatnot, but, like, that drama's all done and past. And, honestly, I don't care to bring it up, because he's just draining. So instead of me worrying about it, I'm like, you know what, whatever. It's a thing. Most of the community's pretty good, though. Flashman 85 Live, Raw Mithril, Ace Sparks, Blanca's Door, or Blanca's Door. Sorry. So yeah, no, I think the Mega Man community is mostly a pretty good community to be around. I like being around it anyways. Although, I'm also really bad in some spaces. Like, I've been invited to, like, Mega Man stuff before, and then, like, absolutely, like, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'll fit right in. And then I bring up, like, Sonic stuff, and they get mad at me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to talk about what's interesting. Like, there was a group that I was in that was about Mega Man stuff around the same time as, yeah, Flashing Blades. They're a good set of people. They're good folk. Love having them around. But, like, yeah, no, like, I did... But, no, I was part of, like, a... There was a Mega Man group that I was asked to join because they saw that I was playing Mega Man a lot. And I joined it, and then I started talking about Sonic Frontiers when that launched, and they got mad at me for mentioning one little line at the end of the game. And I'm like, it didn't spoil anything. There's no context to it. I'm just happy it exists. I'm happy the IDW comics are canon. I didn't know that. And they were like, everybody knows that. I'm like, I'm sorry. And I basically got told to go screw myself. And I was like, okay. I guess I'm doing that now. And I wasn't trying to be like a jerk or anything. I just wanted to talk about something. I didn't have that many people to talk to at that moment in time. I still really don't, but... Alright, we're on the final mission. We're about 3 hours and 13 minutes in. I don't think I want to do another run of Mega Man 5. To be quite frank. So, You get along with most people? I try to get along with most people. I tend to be a mixture of a source of minor conflict and also a waste of everybody's time. Like I'm good at having minor conflict with people. Usually I don't start too much stuff though. I'm not somebody to start drama over. I'm usually pretty reasonable, so it's not like... There's some things I get overly upset about, but like... I think you have a decent personality. I think I have a decent sense of humor. Gags aside. I mean, you don't have to. Yeah, I don't have to get along with everybody. I just try to show most people respect. Usually that ends up poorly. I have certain standards that I set for certain people. And that usually ends up with more people disliking me than actually wanting to hang out. You think you're a little more mature than your friends. Just remember to not lose sight of the childlike wonder of just having fun. Doing a silly for the sake of doing a silly. It allows you to be friends with a lot of people. That generally is a good quality to have. I spent most of my high school days very, very much alone. And as an adult, I spent a good amount of my early 20s also alone. But there were more people. It was just, I also didn't talk to as many people. Like, yeah, there were more people around, and didn't do anything great for me. It's not like most of those people were people that wanted to be around, they just were stuck being around me. It's like people at the park. It's like some of the people that you see at the park, you kind of don't want to be around everybody at the park, but I mean, it's a community spot, so you kind of gotta be around everybody at the park if you want to be at the park. I'm having a fun time with Wave Man here. I like the look he has in Fully Charged a lot more. I don't think the bulbous Wave Man actually fits his style. It went with like a King Neptune look, but it's like a weird King Neptune look. What, Fully Charged? Him being like skinny-ish? I like it. I think it fits. Also, the fact that he's got a pet alligator that's named Alligator, like, how can you not find that absolutely adorable? I'm just struggling to do it. I think I'm actually out. I think I'm pretty much out of steam, guys. Maybe I can switch out the shots. Hypercharged. I was gonna do... I've been followed a couple of times. Usually by people not meaning to. Hasn't happened again, so that's good. Yeah, that is good. Things just kind of happen sometimes. But Hypercharge speeds up the charge shot, so it's pretty much instant. And because the Buster in Mega Man 5 is as strong as it gets, pretty much... Just like that. Oh gosh, it's almost 8 o'clock. No wonder I'm getting tired. Up all night, only a couple hours of sleep. After the stream, I've got to work on a commission for somebody. Well, technically, I've got to work on 2 commissions for people. Alright. 3 hours, 20 minutes. I think we're about done. I'm sorry to end it up on such a weird note. But Mega Man 5's a strange game. We'll be doing Mega Man 6 next week, but tomorrow we're doing Sonic the Hedgehog 1 to celebrate my birthday. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a follow. You can also subscribe on YouTube. You can subscribe on here as well, and that goes to support me. You can, yeah, we'll be playing a bunch of stuff next week. So, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Good night, everybody.